fuck you doing?
Remember that name? Good Pizza with 3 Z's, baby. 3 Z's.
What's up, guys? Your boy JP, Good Pizza. Yo, this week we got a very special guest. The homie Glen, aka Green Dragon, came through to tell his story. Man, this was one of those ones where I had no idea what we were about to talk about. I mean, this guy goes back to winning Grammys as a producer. You'll hear all about that. To how weed came into the picture through music, believe it or not, and where that took him in his life. Now, fast forward, he's known for finding one of the craziest, most controversial strains, the frog poison, and he tells that whole story as well. I can't wait for you guys to see this one, man. This one was fire. We'll see y'all on the show. So tell me about these fucking drones, dude.
Brother, I saw this shit on IG. They had, I guess SFPD got a fucking Instagram channel.
Oh,
and they're now
shit.
all those bippers. They letting dudes do the bipping and then just following them. I watched them follow on a drone. These dudes, they got on the freeway to come back over the Bay Bridge, and they shut the Bay Bridge down. Yeah. And these dudes are up there like, hey, I felt so bad because they're up there like 80 feet, 100 feet up off of the shit, and they just trapped. There's nothing they could do. They're hiding behind cars and shit. They don't even realize the drone's right on their head.
Oh my God, bro.
And yeah. So I saw that shit this way. I was like, what the fuck? And and they got a little PR team. They're like, our undercover plainclothes officer. I was like, damn.
That's crazy.
They just turned it up on the bip game.
Yo, so is bipping over in the Bay?
Hell no.
Hell no. Shout out to Splash City.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see Splash City. That shit look crazy, bro.
They got me. I can't even front. I was up here like 3-4 years ago.
Motherfucker.
Did a good ass business deal. Went to Jack London and said, "Fuck it, we were early for our flight back," and they got me.
Damn.
They got me. I was a dummy. I rented a little Range Rover, trying to be, better than I needed to be.
Left some shit in the car.
Left a lot of shit in the car. They got me good.
Yeah, they usually do.
Yeah, I mean, but.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the game. I can't be mad at that shit.
That's crazy. I mean, I've heard of that for like, little trap spots and shit. My boy got a little trap down in North Carolina, and it's country as fuck, bro. It's like 5 houses on the road. It's not even streets of road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, these motherfuckers just post a drone up, dude. It just stays there all the time.
That's wild.
Especially at nighttime, you can see the little beeping light.
That's wild.
He's like, we done shot it down once, but they got pissed. So fucking.
But that's what that shit's coming to, like
in
these bigger cities. Because the other thing is, it probably wouldn't, but then everybody's pressing the game. They're pressing hard as fuck. Like bipping in San Francisco has been a thing since the late. I mean, I remember in the late '90s, parking over there for a show, and then they got my boy, and they broke out the back shit over there off Mission, and they got him, and I was like, man, I never really seen that. Like breaking into somebody's car with some shit that, you know what I mean? Maybe you see every once in a blue moon.
Yeah, some little kid shit, some fiend shit.
But then those dudes, they hit us
hustle.
with the people at the spot, because we were performing there, and the people hit us with, hey, you can't park your shit nowhere around here.
Nah, bro.
And the dispensaries are crazy. I went to a meeting at Barbary Coast one time, and these motherfuckers told me they got the security outside. And I'm like, hey, is my car safe right here? And the dude was like, I don't know, is it? I'm like, damn.
Shit.
Yeah, I was like, that's San Francisco right there.
Damn,
so
bro.
yeah, so I don't think it's over. That's what I said. I don't think it's over.
Nah, they're gonna catch some of them though.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
that's a trip. You know what I thought? Where I thought you were going with the drones shit? No, we ain't gonna get all political and by any means, but that Iran shit. Remember they were talking about sending drones, attack drones and shit. Like,
I hope not.
That's where I thought you were going. Then you went to the bip shit. I was like, okay, whew, Jesus Christ. I was like, you saw one of them shit?
I got this old motherfucker in here. We say some stupid. No, I just. It was crazy to see San Francisco getting down with their PR team like that. You know what I mean?
That's wild, bro.
But.
Good shit, man. Well, we got Glen from Green Dragon in the house. How you doing, bro?
Man, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, good to
Pleasure
be here.
to have you, man.
I watch frequently, so
Thank you, man. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely,
you for tuning in, man.
You got some good people on here saying some relevant shit. So
yeah, man. I try to spread it out. Keep a finger on the pulse of the game. Old school, new school, desert island. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. The hardest question to think about.
Right. Especially for the old timers like us.
Yeah,
you know
it's harder. It's harder, definitely. And some of them might be newer shit too, because there's some fucking gas ass shit. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
Weed is definitely turning up in general.
It is.
I think. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about, man. But our little pre-conversation before we started rolling, I learned a lot more about you than I thought I knew. So let's dive into it, man. You're from Vallejo?
Yeah, man. Born and raised in Vallejo.
Born and raised, all right.
Yeah, got out
tell me
there
about the childhood, man.
Oh shit, man. Just good, man. Just like really that late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
It was really dope to be in that area. And then, of course, in like 85, we were saying this before too, 85, 86, the crack epidemic hit, kind of changed the city I grew up in a little bit. You know what I mean? It got a little bit more grimy.
Yeah.
But the culture, I'm so thankful to have grown up in Vallejo because the culture is so dope there. The melding pot of what I got to grow up around was like was real special. You know what I mean? It's like when I do music later on, and when we get to this topic later, it's like part of what I think made me successful was I had all these different influences. Like my sister was she had like a baby at 15 by a dude that was in a biker gang, so she had rock music,
shit.
right?
Yeah,
she had rock music, but then all the people on my block were breakdancing, listening to early rap. So I was getting all this weird two different things.
Yeah.
And it kind of, I think I used to think it was just music that it helped me with, but I think it helped me with just people. Just being around people and feeling at home no matter where I'm at, because I feel like there's dope parts of everybody's culture. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Like,
Absolutely, bro.
and then I become a DJ and fucking what's Vallejo home of the dopest DJs, all the scratch pickles like Q-Bird and Mixmaster Mike and all these dudes, they're all fucking Vallejo heads.
So Vallejo, no shit.
Yeah, they all shortcut. All these dudes come from like a small area in Glen Cove in Vallejo.
Okay.
And so then you got this like dope ass Filipino, like my neighbors. I learned about lumpia at a young age. Shout out to lumpia, bro.
I didn't learn about lumpia until I came to see my cousin in Oakland, bro. Lucky 3-7 or some shit like that.
And when you
crazy. Changed the game. You eat one of those high as a kite? Fuck your life.
I grew up trying to go eat lumpia at the homie's house. Like, you guys having lumpia today? Asking stupid ass questions like,
it was just like, yo, this is better than egg roll. What the fuck's going on?
Egg roll with extra flavor meat? What the fuck is this? Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but grew up there, and then basically when it was time I was doing music early on. I was DJing at like 13, 14.
What was your DJ name?
Oh, bro, I don't even do that. We can't put that on. Son. We can't put that on the shit. It's copywritten. No, I'm playing with you. No, but I started early, and then basically around, I'd say like when I was 18, I met this dude that was better than me. Like for real. My shout out to Bobby. It's the other half of my production team forever. And he was really good, man, like really good. And when you see somebody that's like really good at something, you just damn near want to be around that. Like I was doing it, but I was like, if I'm around this dude, and he kind of was, and he wouldn't even be mad at me saying this. He was kind of like a dingbat when it came to plugging some shit in or saving some shit or programming some shit.
Yeah.
He just had the
raw
he knew
talent.
how to do that shit. So, but he didn't really know how to make it, transform it into what it would have to be like a song out and have all your shit to a studio. He didn't.
For sure.
So I got in early like that with him, and then we started rocking early, and he had a manager already because he was good, and then I made him better. So we just started rocking, and then we basically got booted out of his house because we were smoking weed and fucking and making music, and the neighbors complained us out. So his parents, he was like, "You got to leave." So me and him started looking for warehouse space. And it's like 94 or early 94. And we're looking for some place where they're not going to bitch. We go all over Oakland looking at like hella shit on out of East Oakland that I knew was a bad idea. Because the homie that had the spot, he was like, well, I got broken into last week. And then I'm like, fuck that. I'm not coming to East Oakland. That's just the wilder part, And so we ended up looking at some shit. We tried to look at some shit in Emeryville, but that shit was too expensive.
For sure.
And then West Oakland that was touching it, we found a dope ass little spot right there. And when we found that spot, that's how I found out about like growing weed. I was smoking, right? Yeah. I was smoking little boo-boo weed before that and green weed but no real fire. And then when I moved in there, we walked down this hallway, and the hallway was like 80 feet long with just 2 doors at the end. And so as we're walking down the hallway, my homeboy's manager, who had been like Bobby Brown, like affiliated with Bobby Brown, shit, old school dude that knew quite a bit. He walked in there and he was like, somebody's growing weed up in here. And I didn't even know what growing weed smelled like. I was like, huh? What? Like, what you talking about? And then he was like, somebody's growing weed. He's like, I buy my flyers from these white boys in Berkeley. And I walked into their house. It smelled like this. And they took me in a room and had hydroponic. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. We leave it alone. maybe 2-3 weeks later, homie, the other door opens it up. He's a welder. You know what I mean? And this welder, and he was welding too, though.
I'm sure.
But he just had it as a
party in the back.
So we didn't know. He still hid it from us for hella long, and then like 2-3 months later, because we didn't know if it was him or a dude, somewhere else in the building.
Right.
2-3 months later, this dude ends up telling us like, "Hey, I grow weed. Let me show you shit." Shows us this like 2-light room. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing, but it's 2 lights, and that was cool. I bought some weed from him, and then. Basically, one day he asked me to come trim with him. He's like, I had too much weed. I need help trimming. And I fucking trimmed with him. And then that's why I'm here.
That's why I'm here.
Because that motherfucker's fresh weed. We were just talking about those gloves, right? That's what it did.
Yeah.
It turned me in 1994. I got my brain changed from getting high to what modern day people would say is a connoisseur. Like probably what people in the Midwest were 5 years ago and shit, right? You know what I mean? Like don't know what, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden they turn you on to something that's fresh and different and you don't even know that existed. Like when the weed I was smoking, I didn't know that existed in the world.
For sure.
And so that just started me. Like I was doing music at the same time and then fucking weird. I start like fucking around with this dude and growing and he's got 2 lights, but he's scared to put 4 in because all the old school dudes, they wanted to keep it really small and quiet. And we had a sheetrock dude next to us and he moved out. And I said, hey,
what's up
with it? And the dude was like, he said no. And then how about this? And then at the time I'm hanging around with some dudes from the other building across the street.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's a grower too. And he grows. The first dude grew some like Northern Light shit that was fire.
Yeah.
The second dude grew G13. That shit made me damn near throw up. I got so high off of that shit one time. I was young and I smoked the whole, I got nauseous. This dude has strong weed. And then we did the grow together. Okay. And so all that's happening. And then, the homie Chris that's here today that came, he started, I meet
Sweets.
him. Yeah, Sweets. I start
building
95. Probably 95 is probably when I met him. And then 95, he was like a big ass advocate for me and my partner Bobby. He was my business partner. He was a real dope advocate of us, like telling everybody these kids are hella dope. These dudes are dope. You got to fuck with them. You got to fuck with them. And he just happened to like at the time he was dating the girl from In Vogue, Dawn. Okay. So then at that point it was like he was getting us to her, and then other producer, she was getting In Vogue at the time was like the biggest thing cracking.
Yeah,
so
bro.
Every producer was trying to mess with them.
Where are they from? Are
Oakland.
They from Oakland?
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, so it was all a big Oakland thing. You know what I mean? But he just started basically promoting us everywhere. And I was growing weed, and he had a love for weed.
Man,
you know what I mean? World. We had that bomb weed. He came over and recognized that we had like some next level weed, and then that shit just bonded us. You know how it does? It just bonds you even more, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like
putting the dots together, Sweets. All right.
Yeah.
Also, the fella responsible for helping me get Freeway Rick Ross on the show.
Oh yeah. Freeway
that was
Rick.
A nice alley-oop.
Yeah, that's the yeah. Oh no, that's the connection dude. That's the dude
that
when you walk in and you could tell like this
Doc
dude
connected like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, and he basically
That's a skill.
Oh look, Doc connecting is trip on this takes us down there and then takes us to the weed man for Dre, and gives our music to him, and that dude gives the music to Dre's right hand man. Dre plays it for Dre. Now I'm on with Dre. Now Dre's got me and my production partner in a hotel on Hollywood Boulevard waiting on call, like coming out, and we're just down there. Like, fuck, what just happened?
Is this happening?
And this dude just plugged us with everything. And it was like, and then it just kept like one thing to the next thing the next thing. And the crazy part is that whole time we were growing weed because I had a partner up there that was like, we started that shit. So as I would get busy, I kept my studio. So I would go back up on the weekends, hang out, look at the weed, talk about that shit, talk about what we're going to do, and, work in the garden with them. Then come back down for 2 weeks and do music, and then go back up for 3 weeks and just, like I was back and forth.
No doubt.
So for another decade until like 2003, 4, I was back and forth just
between LA and Oakland.
Yeah.
What made you move down there? There was like
music,
like a turn of events.
Yeah, well,
crazy happened.
He plugged me with we did early on. Like the whole reason I even got down there with him was that we were working with a group of cats out of Oakland that are real well known. And I think that we were like dumb young dudes. So if I found someone that I liked, I was like, come over, let's make some beats. And we just have them in the studio. And we had a dope, you know, I'd already had weed money, so we were hustling. The little studio we started with got better hella fast.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So people would come to my studio and be like, dude, these dudes must be successful because they got all the equipment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so basically those group of people we were working with, Keek the Sneak was one of them when he was really young. And we were letting people in and doing these dope albums. And before anybody knew it, we would have like 12, 15 bangers done on these dudes.
Shit.
And now the dudes that used to run the record labels, if you ran a record label, the way you maintain control in those days when it was a D-boy focused thing was you paid for the whole making of the record. The rapper really couldn't afford that. Right. So that's how you became the executive. You know what I'm saying? And so I fucked that process up not knowing it because I'm in here with these dudes like my homie's mom is going to Costco bringing drinks back, you know, and bringing waters and we're all hanging out. And it's like, so it looks like a real studio, but really it's just like
2 kids fucking around.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that shit got a little, that shit got like maybe tense because as you can see, that fucks up. That's like somebody selling $200 toe venom packs. You know what I mean? You're fucking up the game, right? Like, and that's what we looked like we did. We didn't understand it. So when things got tense, Chris Sweets fucking said, look, I'm with you know, this chick from In Vogue, and we got a house in the Hollywood Hills, and you motherfuckers want to come, you know, if one of y'all's willing to like sleep on a couch and the other one sleep in a bedroom, and we make the other bedroom the studio, and hey, it was the nicest house I ever been in up to that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? We in the hills with fucking, they're ordering good food, vegan shit, fire ass food. I don't even know what the fuck it is. You know what I mean? They got me going to restaurants.
That's some player ass shit.
Look, I'm looking like a dumbass, like in like fucked up clothes, going to fire ass spots where I don't even belong, bro. Like, and they're just like, and they're just taking me in there like, oh, don't worry about it. These dudes are talented, and that's the dope thing about LA.
Yeah.
You could look the craziest person. You could not be the role. But if somebody that's big says to those people, oh, this dude's talented, you do what you want.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because they respect that. And that's
cool.
He basically, we did that. We wanted to do a record with her, and it never really came about with Dawn from In Vogue. But she then formed a group with Raphael Saadiq, Lucy Pearl. And when they came out with this record, that was my entrance into working with Raphael. And then basically I worked with Raphael for a decade. Every single song, every track, everything he did, from the Erykah Badu shit to Love of My Life. That's like my first Grammy, and then I got shit with him with Beyonce.
Fucking Grammy over here.
Yeah, I mean he's a beast, dude. And Chris plugged me with that. I wouldn't have ever been in that position. And once I got down there, then the weed and the shit even went crazier because I've got this bomb ass weed. I'm in the studios with the best of the best people, and my weed. I'm not like there's a lot of good weed. At that time, my shit in LA was on a level that just surpassed everybody else's by like a lot. Like,
no doubt.
Like if they had my shit in the studio, people would be like, God damn, like who the fuck? Like people, yeah. So it added.
Hold on, what were you growing with? How were you growing? What kind of lights, nutrients?
HPS single-ended bulbs, GH 3-part.
Okay.
I was rocking at the time. I was rocking.
Fucking memory on this guy.
Hey, because you know what? That shit's still relevant.
You know, paper towels.
You know what I mean? That shit's still really, really relevant.
Jersey, what up? It's your boy JP, Good Pizza. Yo, everybody's been asking me where can I get the slices in Jersey. Look no further. Peep the list. Check it out. It's right here. Pull up. Grab you a slice. Thank you for the support, Jersey. Peace, love, good pizza. We'll see y'all out there.
And I think, and then like Pro Mix number 3, that was the medium. The homie before me that started the homie before me that started the me on G13. That dude was mixing his own mediums. We would go to Home Depot and mix the perlite, the vermiculite. That fool was doing the whole.
He was doing his own shit.
Yeah, he was the dopest. That dude, shout out Greg Mayshore. That dude put me on connoisseur. The first dude that when I saw him in his little room with 2 lights, that guy put me on weed. But the dude that put me on, okay, that's cool, fuck with this. That was this dude, Greg, that was across the street that became a grow partner because he just knew what fire ass weed was.
Okay.
So, but in LA, I kind of just had that from like 98 to like, I mean, when I stopped doing music, but for sure till like 2004 or 5, nobody even had nothing comparable. And I probably would have got myself in trouble by growing too much weed if I wasn't so busy in music, because my partner was kind of older dude, and he was cool with just keeping like 25, 40 lights.
Got you.
You know what I mean? He was just good with that level on like a couple spots.
Maintains
and like,
his life.
Yeah,
yeah.
He was a surfer, so he fucking go surf nonstop. And you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, so that just, man, like I was talking to like somebody the other day about going to. We went to our first Grammy. It was in New York in like 02. They are 03. They brought the damn Grammys back to New York after 9/11 because they were trying to revive the city. So for the first time in like 30 years, that shit was there. And I remember we took a tour bus out there because 9/11 happened and Raphael was scared about getting on a plane because he was supposed to be going into Building 7 where we had Provident Financial. He was supposed to go there and get some cash that morning. Whoa. And he was late and that shit went. He ended up walking across the bridge to New Jersey. Whoa. And he took a fucking bus to Atlanta. And then he took a tour bus, just himself solo, back from Atlanta to LA. And so when we won when they nominated us for these Grammys, we said we're not going. We're just staying here. Yeah, because we didn't think we're winning. It was
weird.
But we didn't think we were winning. Like when someone tells you like, it wasn't until, and that's why I don't care what they say about people knowing. I could tell you the truth. The truth is we said we weren't going, and the dude that was the Grammy president at the time called and said you should go.
Oh no shit.
You feel me? That's how it really went down. So we didn't know. Yeah. But what was crazy is when the nominations came out that year, I had like 3 songs. If they have 5 songs nominated, I had like 3 songs in one of the categories and shit.
That's crazy, man. But big ups, bro.
Hey,
that's fucking legend.
Fuck the music. This is the part about the story that's funny.
Yeah.
So we took a tour bus out there, right, to go fuck with the Grammys. It was like we all just pitched in and rented a tour bus, and me, Raphael, my business partner, a couple other homies, one of the dudes that was a part of Entourage, like the real Mark Wahlberg crew. We all go out across the thing, and I bring like 2 packs, but I bring them in like 4 flavors, fire shit. I got OG Kush. I got like early or OG. I got all this shit with me. We're going out there, and I'm smoking, bro. I'm smoking in New York when we won the Grammy. We got in this little limo, and we went from Madison Square Garden to this fucking P. Diddy party. And it was at a bank in downtown Manhattan. And we go down there, and we're blowing trees. And I swear to you, dude, the people were chasing after the limo going, Cali, because of the smoke of that shit. Like it was, so having that weed, so even though I think my weed was good in the studios in the late 90s here, having the pressure I had in New York, bro, that shit was fucking outlandish. Yeah. Like people didn't even believe it.
Alien-like, bro.
Yeah.
In the 90s, bro, shit.
Hey,
we were so lucky to get some fire if we got it in the 90s, bro.
Oh yeah, no, we lived with. After that point,
crazy.
When people, that's why a lot of people my age slung, had a lot of moved a lot of BC packs. You know,
same on the East Coast,
right? But see, I couldn't do it
Beasters.
Because I would try to sell that shit. I had the homie that had the great price too, but they were used to my weed.
Yeah.
And that was like, dude, what do you give me?
Yeah,
like, I don't want that shit. I want that fresh bay, that.
This ain't that. That ain't this. It's kind of hay too. You know what I'm saying?
You
get a fire batch once in a while.
But it was all, the ones I got were all the same fucking strain that did not smell much.
It's always the same.
Yeah.
That lime green with the red ass hairs, bro.
Yeah. That shit finished, I heard, in like 46 days.
Yeah.
I heard that bitch was like, you planted her and she was done. That's what I heard on that one.
Right.
But yeah, but that part, and then,
it had its place in the game. You know
it did.
I fed my family as a young man off those packs,
Hey, I know, like I said, I could never make a nickel on them things. I tried, but nobody wanted them.
I was busting them down, bro. I was on the East Coast too. I didn't know choice. Whatever the plug had is what you got.
Yeah, you guys had a much more restricted market out there, like in terms of what was available, and
Yeah, and then like when a bust would happen, like shit was like real droughts. People don't understand what real droughts are.
But LA was in the 90s. LA was like that, man. There was not good in those music studios. I always tell people, it's a fucking, the homie used to do engineering for Cypress Hill, and he was an engineer for them, and he told me they had fire weed way back. Like he used to say, man, they got some shit that's fucking stupid, which was Kush. Yeah. Before I ever smoked it, they were smoking Kush like way earlier, and it was
like Kenji, right? Or Josh.
Yeah,
D,
I don't. You know what's crazy? I know
whoever.
Yeah, I know Josh, and I don't really. It's funny when all the shit came out that he was the originator, or the one that brought it over here. We didn't even. Me and my business partner, because only me. Green Dragon is me and Manny. Shout out.
Okay.
Manny. And Manny was like, I don't know that dude. How's that dude like the originator of the Kush? He's like, I've been buying Kush in the Valley since the early 2000s, and he's like, I don't remember that dude. And then so it gets down to one day where homie comes over and he brings his girl, and Josh's girl was the one that moved all the weed. So we knew his chick. We didn't know him. You get me?
Oh, wow.
So we never even knew that was the connection till he came over with her, and we're like, oh shit, okay,
This does check
out. Yeah. So, but early,
tight.
that was our only like early connection. The Cypress dudes, the only thing that was happening was they were leaving joints in there, and the assistant engineers, roaches, would pick them up and go home and be like, woo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's some shit. But there just wasn't really people with good weed. It was just some Canadian, some like just random hella condensed hydroponic weed that didn't have a lot of flavor. And then when you did find dudes, like in the late 90s, we found this dude Donovan. We was just talking about, and he had this blueberry, and his blueberry was like, it was blueberry.
It was like, real deal.
I don't know if it was DJ Shorts or Dutch Passion. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was that like intense ass like, and that dude, it was a small world because that dude was selling that same weed to Mark Wahlberg. And then our circle all was the guy that played his cousin Johnny, which is the dude that was like, the dude was his like chef in the Entourage HBO series.
Yeah.
That guy was like the trainer, the real homie. Like that guy was like, he lived above Raphael Saadiq. So Raphael lived in a duplex in Beverly Hills. This dude lived above him. So Mark and them, this dude was a cook and a trainer and everything. So he was with Mark like all the time. He'd been with him since New Kids on the Block type shit.
Whoa.
And so those dudes smoked big. Cousin Johnny smoked. And Cousin Johnny realized the gas quick. When he saw us, he was
His name was Johnny too?
Cousin Johnny. Yeah, that's Johnny.
That's fucking
yeah.
great.
Ooh,
So
Entourage
was really about Mark Wahlberg's life.
It was the whole life.
And
they split a couple people up. Like they definitely made like one person into two people. But the dude that's the funniest.
So break down who's who.
Oh shit, I can't even do that. But I'll tell you this: the one that you want to know out of all the characters in there was a dude in real life. His name is Johnny Chronic.
Okay.
And Johnny was the motherfucking funniest dude. A little short dude, turtle. He was the turtle, but he's also like another dude, and it's like it's weird. You can't really cross them like that because they were mixes. But bro, like those dudes were beyond fun. That Entourage shit, from what I understand, and someone might correct me on this, it wasn't even supposed to be an Entourage. It was supposed to be a documentary on Johnny Cron, like a day in the life Johnny Cron shit, because his shit was so crazy, bro. Like he would be on a jet with Mark Wahlberg one night, and he'd always tell him he was his cousin, so he would go to all these clubs, motherfuckers apart, and he was a talker. So then he'd show up with Marky once in a while, right? So these dudes would like, you could go somewhere with this dude, and he'd be like, I'm Marky's cousin. They would just part the fucking seas. But that weed, all of our weed was all like, that's what bonded us too. Everybody knew everybody, but the weed kind of was like, it made everybody kind of like on that same fucking vibe.
Bro.
And then,
it does that.
It does that. It links you up, right?
So you know Mark Wahlberg?
No, not good. Here's the thing.
Like
I've been around him a bunch, but when I say know him, we smoked a bunch and shit, but like I wasn't there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I wasn't there for me. I was there with Raphael and him. Were friends.
Gotcha.
And then Cousin Johnny and Raphael were friends, and Cousin Johnny was the neighbor, and they all worked out together. Those are some in-fit motherfuckers. So they would be up there doing pull-ups and shit. I'm not part of that gang. You know what I mean?
No,
you know what I mean? So, but all of those dudes, yes, all the dudes that were like the Ari dude, that's a real dude.
Ari was, you could tell that was a real dude.
That's a dude that runs the whole fucking Hollywood right now, Endeavor and all that shit. That's the actual.
Is he still active?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ari's still active? Yeah,
I mean, they bought
crazy.
the UFC a little while ago. Like these dudes are super balling, dog. Like.
And Vinny Chase was obviously Mark. Right?
Yeah,
sure.
But yeah, so it was. But I'm just saying it was crazy because the people that had good weed, like it was so small a crew, you would end up becoming in somebody else's shit just because they couldn't get it.
Yeah, it's almost better like that, bro.
Hey, and with weird shit, everybody had their own shit. What I was bringing down, I was growing new shit, the shit that we liked and selected. I was growing shit that like that was different. And so I think that also resonated. The longer I stayed in music and did that and picked what I was growing and worked on that shit, I felt like we narrowed that shit down to things that had like an effect. Like if I smoke this weed and we all start making music, some magic's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Because when we were fucking with this thing, we put the right energy into it. When we were finding it, we went for the one that we felt got us feeling that. I was always in the studio. So when I'm testing all this weed out, I'm testing this weed out with music and playing, and so I'm picking the shit that inherently fucking works with that. And then when you bring that in the studio and all the dudes are you in there with D'Angelo smoking fucking weed and they play some dope shit with you and you're like, damn. And that dude's like, man, I can't smoke no more of this. That's what's usually the thing. If people came to work with us, the managers would come the next day and be like, hey, we don't want to be mean, but could you guys could wait to smoke till later in the night when you didn't get anything done yesterday. We'll make like 5 banging beats there, but the dude can't even rap because it's like, you know what I mean? Right. He's fucked up or whoever's singing, whatever. You know what I mean?
A little too much fun with y'all.
Yeah.
And like, be real, like our tolerances weren't up like that because this type of weed wasn't around.
Well, I was. You feel what I'm saying? So I was like,
had it, for sure.
Bro, we had the volcano pumping like nonstop. When the volcano dropped, bro, that's how I would get everybody.
What year was that, bro?
Oh, that's late 90s volcano for sure.
Late 90s, no shit. I didn't discover that till like, dude, early 2000s.
Storts and Bickle, man. Those motherfuckers.
But you guys were always up on shit before us.
Hey, bro. I bought so many. I used to kick them off the table. Fucking, there were 1,000, but I used to be like, fuck, every time. But I kick that shit and it will never. I don't know what was so tender in that motherfucker, but it broke at the littlest drop. But yeah, I would get people in with that. Bring singers in, bring people that liked weed a little bit. And then just, if they were like, oh, I don't know, you just blow that little bag in their face before you know it, everybody's on the same page. You know what I mean? And and like I said, Raphael, even like with Snoop, I fucking worked a lot with Snoop.
Shit.
And
how was that?
Dope. But
Tell me about that.
Shit. You know what? Just no bullshit. That motherfucker would always be the one taking our weed. Like, he'll walk in while the music's hella loud because nobody can talk when the music's that loud unless you literally, it's like a club, unless you go next to the dude's ear. So that's weird. So everybody's in there, we're just vibing, and then he'll just pick a jar up and be like, crack it. And then he'll take half the fucking jar. And then he'll go to his where he got a little jar at, which is some whatever, and give me half of that, which I would just give to fucking somebody else. I'm not smoking that shit. But that was always my experience with him, is that and then he just, he smoked. He
traded nugs, okay.
Yeah, he smoked a little bit all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a little bitter all the time. Couples, bop.
Oh, he hits it, puts it down type
shit?
shit?
A little bit of that shit.
Gotcha.
There was a lot of that going on. But legitimately.
I'm a smoke all the way through kind of guy, you know what I'm saying?
Mostly.
But some people do that.
I'm a relight guy, but, it depends on the size of the joint.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like, but he had good shit, but I mean, he enjoyed good shit, shall I say. And, even early on, he did have chronic. It just was like, it looked stimmy and shit. The shit that he was always bringing, you know what I mean? It didn't look A+. But that's what they had access to, So
yeah, it
is what it is.
For sure.
Yeah, man, And then just getting hated out by all the people that don't smoke weed in studio. One thing about working with Raphael, I was saying there's a lot of gospel influence.
Yeah.
So these motherfuckers would come to the studio. You couldn't get that smell out of that fucking studio. Once we got our own shit, like big studio down there, there was game over. That fucking place smelled like, you know what I mean? And that's how, when I started growing in LA, that's how I fucking hid my grows in LA in the beginning. I put a studio in the front.
Oh
yeah, I had cops roll right up to it. They'd be like, it smells like weed out here, aggressive. I'm like, yeah, we're a music studio. Okay.
Yeah, music goes with weed. What are we talking about?
That's it. They never.
That was a fucking good one.
Yeah,
they say like the rim shop. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking studio.
It's a studio, and that's what I hit up with that, and they just they fucking they bought into it. And,
oh yeah, makes sense.
Hey, that's when I did move my grows from 2008. I moved my grows from the Bay to here. And that I did it because I saw the movement, or I say to here, but to LA. When I saw the movement happening, the Bay had been the epicenter. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And at the end of the day, we saw that that was gonna change over time. Like, you saw where all the buying was happening in LA. Like, if you could move 10 pounds in San Francisco, Oakland, you could move 50 in LA for a better ticket. You know what I mean? And once they had dispensaries. That was the key, because I could go do business with somebody safely. Before that, the only way I could do business is have them come to the studio, and I just sold zips in ball glass jars, and they got 16 of those, and that's your shit. You know what I mean? And so if I was selling pounds, but I only really sold pounds to people like Cousin Johnny and those people. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't just going to random cats like, here, take this.
For sure.
So finding people was hella tough. Once dispensaries opened up down here, it's like, okay, go to this dispensary, take them your shit. And in my case, I was selling to the third floor, the biggest one in Oakland, and at the time, and they opened up the first dispensary in LA called the Yellow House on La Brea, and they opened that motherfucker up. And just imagine, without me putting 5 on this at all, what does a fucking one dispensary in all of LA look like?
What's up, guys? This episode is brought to you by Mills Nutrients, introducing their new Mills Salad line. Mills Salads is a dry, mineral-based nutrient system designed for growers who want precision and consistency in every feed. It's highly concentrated, easy to measure, and built to mix clean, giving you full control from veg to flour. Same trusted Mills quality, just in a more efficient, streamlined format. From liquid to legacy to salad performance, built for growers who don't cut corners. Tap in with Mills Salads and level up your grow. As you already know, Mills pays the bills. We'll see y'all back on the show.
So crowded, bro. It looked like the fucking Beatles are performing from the dead. You know what I'm saying? Like John Lennon came back and did some shit.
Right.
It was like that. And so the dude called me when I was selling him weed at the 3rd floor, and he said, "Hey, do you go to LA?" And I wasn't trying to, like, I was keeping my weed and that shit, music so separate. I was like, I don't know, I could, even though I'm like going back down the next day. And dude's like, well, if you could get weed to the Yellow House, you know, I can't get weed down there. He said, we buy it here. By the time it makes it down there, it's not enough. So he was like, if you take some shit over there, they'll get it. Man, I just had like a 15-pound or 18-pound harvest, you know?
Yeah.
And so I said, fuck it. I put those motherfuckers in the car, drove down there with the homie, met the buyer. And I always say, this is my favorite type of buyer. Dude, I brought a pack in because the packs are somewhere else, right? I might even have brought a jar. I don't even remember. But he smelled it. He was like, ooh. Then he took it. He said, do you mind if I it's like, do you mind? I want to check this back there. He didn't say like he was going to smoke it. He went back in the back and all he heard was like, you know, the bong. He had taken a bong in it, but obviously, and the dude came back and was like, how many of those you got? And that, so what's crazy about that part is I sell this dude this weed. Now, everybody I know from the studios is going to the dispensary because they've never had the experience of that. They're all flocking down there to get weed. So one of my friends that still works with me, Danny, he fucking went down there with his homies, a group of 5 people. They got their doctor's rec. They go in there, and they had a board, right? Like a lot of old dispensaries that did deli style, they got a board.
Yeah.
And
I know
on the top of that board was my shit. And he goes, bro, you #1 in LA right now. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. That's
lit,
one of
bro.
those things where it's like, you know, like I was saying this somewhere, where like, hey, there's a lot of dope accomplishments. But that one to me was damn near like, damn, I got my shit organically on the top of the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, this is the shit they're charging the most money for in LA right now, total. If you're in this game, this is where it is. And that was one dispensary and one, you know, and then the dispensary game, they kind of squashed LA's. I'm doing music. We win that Grammy. Shit's even going bigger. So I'm growing, but I'm not tripping on like getting shit down here at that point.
Right.
Because there's only that 1 or 2 or 3 dispensaries, and then they got him. The fucking alphabet boys rolled up on those motherfuckers so hard. It was every goddamn organization in the government. Everybody was out there on, because their shit was on fucking La Brea right next to Melrose, bro.
Ooh.
It was because West Hollywood, which is the first legal one down there, that was technically West Hollywood. So they just moved right to the edge of West Hollywood and cleaned up. But when they closed, that and like 2 or 3 others. The DEA raided them. And
what year was this, bro? Bro, what year?
I'm gonna say 05.
Okay.
04, 05. And then 04. And then 2007, 6, all of a sudden the Armenians come to rescue everybody. Because what do? They find out, they start opening up tobacco license shops, slanging weed out of them, and applying for another license that's like a generic sales license with under the thing of like, basically we're gonna sell weed. And even though LA didn't really have it, they just started opening them up, bro. Like 50, there's 20, there's 80, there's 60, there's 80, there's 100, it's going everywhere. And so they did. So the LA said, hold on, fuck this. We're stopping this right now, but we're putting in a moratorium. So they were like, basically no more opening of these type of shops. So that didn't really stop shit. There was like 180 at that point or 120.
Wow.
But the shit just after that, man, it went to like 2,000.
So
like,
this was the birth of all the trap dispensaries.
Exactly.
The underground dispensaries.
And it was all due to Armenian dudes because.
Really?
Yeah, because I was selling to all these dudes. I'd sell to like a white dude, right? And he'd have a banging dispensary, okay? And then the cops would come by and they would bust him and he would literally change professions. That motherfucker would go from selling weed to working back at like a fucking a tire store. You know, they didn't want that problem.
They didn't want no sauce.
Right. The Armenian dudes were way more serious, dude. They were like, wait, what? My cousin's coming in. I literally sold, I went to go pick up money one time from this place called Firehouse on Lankershim in North Hollywood. It's been gone a long time, but I went to go pick up money from them because they owed me for £2. and I show up, and it looks like dude just got fucking robbed and his ass whooped. Like the whole place is broken, all the doors are broken. There's a pit bull in the back, all like, like tripping out because it was obviously some crazy shit. And dude, like I go in there and it's like a different dude, but he looks kind of like the dude that I was selling to. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Like I'm here to pick. He's like, hey, we just got raided, you know. And I'm at that point because I'm trying to be so DL. I got a family. I got kids. You know, I'm like, fuck, I'm in this spot. They just got raided. What the fuck am I? You know, I'm stressing. And the dude's like, look, do you got weed? I'm like, bro, you owe me for 2 packs. And the dude's like, look, if you could bring me anything right now, if you just bring me anything, I'll let you sit here with it and I'll give you all the money. I just need people not to think we're out of business. Yeah. So I got a pack and a half in the trunk. I'm like, fuck. I give him a half pound. He sells that shit in like 20 minutes, dude, like or less.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? I'm like, God damn. So I'm like, okay, let me go get this other pen. He gives me the money. So the point is the resiliency in these dudes is what actually I heard LAPD police officers say. Like these dudes, I give up. They're just gonna open up again.
Yeah.
They had to literally take landlord's property, bro. All that taking landlord property shit, that's the only shit that stopped it, bro.
Wow.
That's the only thing. And we, even though like my business partner, again, shout out Manny. Anything I say once it starts Green Dragon, it's Manny because he in 2007, he filed the paperwork. He had the cojones to start it and have an address during all that time. You know what I mean? And he was one of the first 120, like number 30 in the game. And then as all this shit like exploded, I've always said that like it got to like 2,000 dispensaries. It got to everybody being like it's out of control. But the real deal is it actually really worked better then. Even people like me, I wasn't mad. Look, we're seeing like similar numbers to what we see now when it was 2,000 unregulated. We don't give a fuck. When you go out in the ring, you don't care who your opponent is. You can't. You're there to win. Maybe he's bigger, maybe he's shorter. In this case, you want to compete against a little trap shop, a dude that doesn't have a grow. We already had 100 lights, 200 lights rocking behind it, so we could grow all our shit. And at the time, it was Manny's play. He was like, we're growing OG because that motherfucker grew. Like one of the brands that's out there that people often cite as like an OG brand is like a Nameless Genetics, right?
Yep.
And Nameless, before there was a Nameless, Clyde and those dudes were over at Green Dragon.
Oh shit.
So what happens is that so and Manny was growing OG at or before them and killing it. Like I was trying to, when I would grow OG, my shit would come in and it would look cool. His shit was like, he would take it to other people. This dude was such a G. When you would come in with a bad pack, he would say, you got anything like this? And he'll show you one of his OG packs that was like a 10 out of 10. And the dude would be like, no. And then he'd be like, hey, if you know anybody that wants these, he would turn that dude into a fucking salesman for his packs.
No shit.
Yeah, because even if dude's packs were his, he wanted some nice shit so that he would get movement, some motion. Sure. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So that was like a whole nother play that my dude was running like early on. And I met him because I showed up to his door selling him purples. And in late 2007, early 8, I showed up with some purples, and he was like the only dude in LA that was you couldn't, like, it was weird. All these dudes only knew to buy Kush at that time. So if you brought anything else, they were kind of freaked out. If it wasn't like Blue Dream or,
no doubt.
And so I brought this purple that most people would just kind of, I don't know, they'd give me low offers on or give me a hard time with it. I brought it to him and he was like, shit, you got more of this?
That's right.
It's fire and I'm going to build up a clientele for it. You know what I mean? And I was like, let's go. And we started working, and then like, basically, we just started working so much and so good that at a certain point in time, I just started going to I stopped doing music. I get a young set of kids. You know, the music thing kind of like, at the time, me and Ray fell out. We had a falling out. You know, like me and Raphael. We were basically had a lot of success, and then like a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like shit just moves different ways. Subsequently, me and him are, you know, cool.
You're still cool?
Yeah, 100%. But for a while we weren't. You know what I mean? And during
life's like that.
Yeah, and when it happened right when I had a set of twins when I had some kids. Yeah. I was like,
first time at bat?
Yeah.
Hit a double?
Yeah.
Atta boy.
So you know what I mean? So and it was good, and I was like, this is a time where I could just like put a home grow in a small warehouse.
Okay.
Move my shit down to LA. and fucking kind of like concentrate on me just getting even better at this personally. And music was like changing, you know, Napster was happening. Like we went from making fucking
Holy
dude.
shit.
When we was at our peak with Raphael, it was 80 racks a song. You got to pay me 40 to book a date. So we were hitting up like 10 song deals and knocking them shits out in like 2 weeks.
Oh shit.
So it was a different game when that.
So you still spent money from '88, like Jay-Z.
Hey, when the people be like Drake's winning, I'm like, if Drake would have sold them records in the '90s, Drake would be owning half of Hollywood Boulevard. You know what I mean? Like, because dude, a record was $12. You know what I mean? Think about
crazy.
that shit.
Yeah,
you were getting paid from the fucking distributor at $9.50 or something. So like, you sold $1 million. That's 10 tickets without anything, without any fucking mechanicals, any shit that's happening on the radio, any place that they're licensing your shit for in a movie. Because that movie money is a whole nother thing when they play your shit. That's another 50 stacks to use it here, 100 stacks to use it here, this much to do if it's in a commercial. You know, there's all this other money. Now everybody got to eat off just that other money.
Let's talk about that for a second for the younger generation, right? And this is also building real fans, a real fan base, like, bro, and the numbers don't lie. This is like getting in your fucking car, getting a ride for your mom, or getting dropped off at the mall, going physically to the spot to grab the fucking album at
it's there
at the wall or some shit. Hoping it's there. Hoping it's there.
Because it might be sold out. If it's hot, it's gone. Like it would be just a whole thing.
I remember the first tape I ever stole. It was I Got Five on it, bro. It was a single.
Yeah,
I don't know singles. They're little cassette tapes in a little fucking cardboard sleeve.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep, of course. That was the majority of sales. You know what I mean?
Speaking of winning, real quick before I forget, we got to announce a winner.
Get it?
We got a winner.
Let's go.
For Smoothie Bar. Grab one of these bad boys. Shout out to Smoothie Bar for sponsoring this episode. You can get these in California or New York. They're popping right now. They're fire. And we got a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Cannabis Network 2.0. You won. Thanks for participating. Hasha Barbera. We got a nice gift for you. I hope you like vapes because you got a lot of these coming to you, Playboy.
That's dope.
So yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to Smoothie Bar. We appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for the love and support. So yeah, fucking walking to buy albums and fucking
it was a whole different
that was involved,
game.
Bro. Real winning, man.
Bro, and just the real estate that was involved. That shit took a place. Like the Tower Records are gone. The warehouses are gone.
Right.
All that shit left, dude. You know what I mean? So like there's a whole, it just changed a lot. And when that changed, it happened to coincide with me and Raphael beefing. So at that point I had money. I had the grows going. At the time the grows were in the Bay. But I just thought, you know what? Now I also saw the momentum of weed. Because you got to think, in the 90s, it was secretive. There was no momentum. Then like early 2000s, it's a little bit, but then the government comes in and smacks that shit back down. And then now we're past that smackdown and everybody's expanding and we're starting to be like, yo, this, I know I did. I saw shit that made it look like you could get it, you could get it. You know what I mean? Like it was safe to put 40 lights in one spot. You know what I mean? Like in one room or one facility. And so that's what I did, man. I opened a little spot in the valley, and I put a fake studio in the front of it, and I put fucking 40 lights. And the only thing that I fucked up on is that I didn't do the math on that I would know anybody to help me. So I ran 42 lights from plant to trim by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like 42 from I'm talking about like not one other labor dude in the spot. Like nobody carrying shit, nobody getting shit, nobody trimming it, cleaning up plants, nobody.
Oh, so you tried
I trimmed it all.
Dolo, bro.
I trimmed it all.
A 40 banger, you did Dolo?
8, because it was 8 lighters. I had a bunch of 8 lighters.
Okay.
And so I would just rock them down. But that shit was doing it weekly. I was having to fucking rinse and repeat weekly every week. And that shit was like, I aged the fuck
kicked your
out
ass.
of me, dude. Because I was trimming. And that's why, too, I started getting really bigger in the concentrate game, because I stopped wanting to trim anything that was like not big as fuck. So since I'm the trimmer, I'm just taking those little buds and throwing them into the corner, and I'm building up big ass bags of small nugs that I don't even know what to do with. I don't have the time to trim them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to trim the big shit so that I can trim 15 pounds in a fucking 2-day period by myself.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like that's so the guys that work even with me today, I got some hardworking dudes that work for me in these grows, and I always tell them when I hit them with that number, because they know what it really takes. They're like, damn, that's a fucking lot. And I was
That
like,
is a lot, bro.
I was like,
it's hard to do 2 in a day.
You know what I'm saying? So that was what it took.
That's real trim.
I got myself into that shit, and I didn't know how about
that's
this
trim penitentiary.
Hey, and that's why when I found Manny, it was such a good thing, because I was driving that weed back to the Bay. Half of that weed was going back to the Bay, so I had to work that into the work week.
Oh yeah,
you feel me? I had to hit that like
12 hours. Yeah,
and
that's just going and coming right back.
That's what I did. But I always tripped out off of that because I was driving a big long distance to get that shit, which I didn't need to, going the wrong way. I knew the market was here, but I didn't have the time. Once I got myself into that shit, I didn't have the time, and I didn't feel like I had a family. I don't feel like trusting nobody. You know what I mean? So
trust was tough back then, dude, bro.
I did that shit, it did force me to go out and find dispensaries, and then me finding Manny that way.
What's up, guys? Just want to take a second to shout out my sponsor, Grove Bags. This is why we love Grove Bags. Locks in freshness, keeps buds at perfect humidity without burping, preserves terps, smell, flavor, potency stay intact, tough and smell proof, durable, resealable, and travel friendly. Trusted by growers, from the home stash to commercial scale, Grove Bags got you covered. Tell them Good Pizza sent you.
So you know what I mean? That's how it forced me to be like, hey, I gotta focus on that. And I seen people like him opening those shops up, and I knew that it was a matter of time because I knew how it was before. You know what I mean? It was just so hard to do any of that shit before that when you start seeing it open in mass, you're like, oh, they're gonna hit that point where they can't get enforced on.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how they got all the trap shops. Same shit I seen it roll out, similar to what I've heard about LA.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's still fucking strength in numbers, bro. There's still hella shops down there, man.
You know what though? It's a place like, you know what? It's like when we talk about these like upper end, high end delivery services in New York, right? And I'm like, trip on this. Ain't no legal dispensary going to be able to fill that role.
No.
At all.
No,
because they got weed from better areas. You can't grow it all in New York. You know what I mean? Like even if you're
they're curating fire ass menus like Buddy's Bodega, right?
Yeah.
Crazy menu.
Yeah.
If you're on the menu, your brand is actually looking good.
Yeah.
It's also that you want to be on.
A lot of these dudes, like it's a trip for me to look at it and be like, I don't think you see why the market fucks it up, because they're gonna go after it, try to fuck with people like that when they should just leave it alone, because the legal operators that think they got the problem because of those dudes are wrong. The problem is because they got it all fucked up with taxes and supply chain. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like my shit, like the good thing about Green Dragon that we got the benefit, the LA is one of the only spots in, I think it might be they might be some small towns, but as far as major metropolitan area, they allow for a real micro business. They grandfathered us in since we had a nursery, since we had retail, since we had cultivation. When the licensing came around, LA was like, well, tell us what you got and we'll grandfather it in. We'll get you a license for that shit. Sick. So people like us, Jungle Boys, those people had those type of opportunities, and that hella helps us do it better, because like people will look at me and say, well, I mean, you know, it's like, okay, it's like the toe venom thing. We spend a shit ton of money on hunting and finding things and breeding and do shit. We do that because we have a way, because we have that retail store of our people trying shit out before it has any hype on it. There's people in there that when I pop some shit and we come down to the last 2 phenos of what we like, I'm taking that shit to the store, putting it under, testing it, and putting it under fucking 2 random ass names. I'll let the buyer pick the names. Throw them out there. The bud tenders will automatically tell people, hey, these are new. And then you know what'll happen? Quality will rise to the top. Yep. And that's what I learned being a DJ. See, when I first was a DJ back in the day, I wanted to play just the records I liked. And I had an older homie, Torrance, that was like, that's not how you DJ, bro. You got to play the hits and sneak your shit in with it.
Oh, there you go.
And then that lets you you get people into you're pulling them into your shit.
Because they're already vibing.
Yeah, because you got them on that right shit. And I think it's the same way with that. It's like we make the decisions, but then we put it out there, and then we like, hey, that could change it. It won't change it that first run, but I'll run them fucking plants again. I'll do the same test again, and I'll see if it wins like that again. Then even if I think the other one's the winner, she's the winner. Yep. You know what I mean? Because ultimately, don't fight that. You know?
No, it ain't what you like. It's what they like. If you like it, I love it. That's how I do it.
That lets me be that spot, that license, that lets me be fucking like like it lets us be fast to that. It lets our weed stay fresh. Like that model is what works. That's why we could stay
bro.
we could stay doing what we're doing, and then
the micro model is the best model,
and it lets us focus our time on trying to find shit, trying to breed shit that matters, trying to like change shit up so that like, and that's like, you know, and we probably will get to that shit at some point, but the toad shit. That's
we
why.
gonna get there.
Hey, that's why.
Let you get warmed up.
Look, that's why it's not an accident. You know what I'm saying? Like why I spoke up when this whole shit happened and people tried to say it wasn't us. I was like, listen, bro, let me tell you something. I'm like a Bill Belichick in this shit. I coach. I've been doing this a long time. I'm not even a player anymore. You know what I mean? Now I'm coaching this shit. I'm making them. I'm fortunate enough from being in it long enough that I can help make the moves. And I got like a dude like a Manny on my back that is only me and him. And we built this shit 1 gram at a time. No investors, no nobody. We can do whatever. So Toad Venom came from some dudes that love weed, that been doing it hella long, that put a whole program together to find not just that, but a whole bunch of dope shit. And that's
and
why.
This is Ronan. You talking about Ronan?
No. He that dude in the. It's a complicated thing.
Okay.
So
should we dive in now, or are we getting?
Look,
to
yeah,
it?
no, this is it. We could go there. So so what happens?
Bring it to the beginning of the
So
story.
the beginning of this is as in 17. I'm gonna hit you with the whole shit. So in 17, we're expanding. At that point, I got about like probably 2,500 lights, and I used to have 15. So I'm needing more people to come on to open this up. I got a dude that grows for Foreign Genetics now, but his name is Joe. And Joe is one of the best OG growing motherfuckers you'll ever meet in your life.
Okay.
And
I like him already.
Joe was running all my grows, but when I got my Palm Springs spot, he couldn't run that and that. But I needed that fool in Palm Springs because he's a fucking gangster. He's gonna get that shit done. Like he'll go fucking clean up a room by himself. You know what I mean? Like and so that dude basically, I said, look, can we move? I was like, can you go out there and start the grow up? Right. And he's like, we got to get somebody to do this shit here. Cause I got fucking 1,500 lights chilling in LA at the time.
Right.
So he's like, we can't just drop this. And we're all, so around that time, cause it's 17, we had a couple other people that were around us that were like, you know, we were buying OG from everybody. So for the dispensary. So we were basically around that time, a couple people that we knew were transitioning into the legal market. And one of the homies that was really close to us, that was famous for like one of the bigger dispensaries there, their main OG is called Black Mamba back in the day. And he just grew the fuck out of some OG. Like this dude was a beast too. And so he said, look, I want to get this legal shit. And the opportunity I have is like this prison halfway in between here in LA. It's like on the thing. It was like one of the Marleys ended up doing something with it.
I remember seeing this.
So this dude was the first. This dude was going to take one of the first places in there, but he's like, I don't want to. I'm in LA making paper with my regular day job. I don't want to fucking move to halfway across the state.
Right.
So at the time, I'd been on Instagram and I seen this dude that was in Washington that was winning every pheno hunting contest, right?
Okay.
And I was like, damn, that's a trip. You know, I'm looking at all these photos and I'm following along a little bit. And we had been pheno hunting heavy, but our organization too, like not that it fucked us up, but it was always like, what number was, you know, like it wasn't organized the way it should have been. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would have plants just hanging all out and around in all the, like they'd be outside in the hallways, you know what I'm saying? And people would be mad. Bro. Like, so I see this dude and I told my homeboy, I said, hey man, you should hire this dude. He's a commercial cultivator up in Washington, a dude named Derek. I was like, you should give him a shot, man. Like this dude looks like he's fucking organized and knows what he's doing. So I bring this guy down to interview he brings him down, not me, to interview for his little position. It doesn't work out. When I expand, I go, you know what? I should call this dude and give him a shot. Let's see if he wants to come down and do this. So I call the dude down. He comes down, works out, move the dude down. We start growing. He's pheno hunting and growing for starting. He's kind of taking over the process from the other dudes and kind of altering. At the time when he came down, he had been a tester for JB Sea Junkie, and he had every fucking Cushman's cross that you ever seen, like 30 of them, dude. And he had like 10 packs of each one, right? So like we immediately go to popping that shit immediately, like because that's the wave. At that time, that was like the super wave. And he had so we start popping that shit, finding shit. Things are going good. then, you know, around that time, we had some discrepancies where we were white labeling for some other legal shit, and some shit got out. Something that we were working with that we had as a clone that was important, it got out. All right. And it, when it got out, they kind of traced it back to it got out from my shit. And I was kind of one of the only people to have that genetic at the time. And so when it got out, they pointed back to us. When it pointed back to us, we kind of found out like a little web of shit. And this is where Jake comes in. West Coast connoisseurs ends up being the dudes that like move some of these cuts that were exclusive, right, out without us knowing.
Okay.
And
they stole the shit or what?
Yeah. Gotcha. So when that happens, right, we kind of freak out a little bit. Obviously, there was all types of shit going on.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Fucked up, bigger things than, you know what I'm saying, I can even talk about. That's why I'm being so general with it, because it fucked up important shit. And so that dude, the guy that I brought from Washington, I had him. We realized that this West Coast connoisseurs dude and him were friends.
Oh.
Now, none of the people I got working for me for all these 10 years before know any of these type of people. Or they're not on IG. They don't know none of this shit. So, you know, you get what I'm saying? They're not in that. They might as well be 80 years old for this shit.
For sure.
And so they don't understand any of this. And now I see like, oh, fuck. Like, this shit probably happened. So I'm in contract with this dude. So I got to grow. And I can't prove that he did it. So my attorneys are like, just put him somewhere. And it's all types of weird shit going on. So we're like, you know what? I take my homie Joe and I say, Joe, you want to come back to LA? You got that shit rolling out there now because it's been like a year. I'll move this dude out there. So we're this whole time pheno hunting and everything's going on. You know, we have seeds. Derek has got some seeds that he's bringing. So all this goes on. We kind of dead it. Everybody's living their life. It goes back to normal. Shit's cracking off. We're still doing all the hunts. Then Derek would have, sometimes we would do a joint thing at like Neptune Seed Bank where we would get a whole bunch of shit and pick it out, right? Buy all that shit. And then there was another seed connection, another set of dudes that were a thing. And we would all just go through, talk about what we want to get and start popping shit, right? That's the way the selection process worked for us. Around that time, he brings in, now I realize I didn't then, a bunch of seeds that ended up being Ronin seeds. But I didn't know fucking Ronin was West Coast connoisseurs, the same fucking guy. I never
say the same person.
Same dude. See, you too. See, that's what happened to me. I had no idea because I didn't know this dude.
Jake.
Yeah, I didn't know him.
What the
fuck? Right. So and he said it in a podcast that he dropped the name West Coast connoisseurs. Part of the reason because it had that thing of them getting cuts that they weren't supposed to. You know, it was like like that copycat genetics type dude. You know what I mean? It had like a reputation and you can't take that mainstream. So it's like he dumped that. I didn't know. So these seeds make it a bunch of OGKB 2.1 crosses that Derek had found that this dude reversed and hit shit with. We run a bunch of those and we end up running what was eventually toad venom. We end up running about 50, I think maybe 50, 60 seeds of that. And it was not a lot in that hunt. Like a lot of times, like with the JB shit, I got 3 or 4 that are hard to fucking figure out which one it is at the end. Okay. This one was kind of like evident. Like everybody kind of saw it because the other shit in that cross wasn't, the population wasn't stupid. You know what I mean? It was just, it comes through, harvest it. It always comes to me and Manny first. We got a big box with Mylars in it right after trim, and we go through and we smell test it, smoke it. Then the people that come over, if they're like, you know, like Chris or if you know, Jigs is in town, whoever's in town that's a homie comes over, that or even people like the dude that fucking prints my stickers. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, you know, everybody's in on it. And that's how we kind of narrow. Like people, a lot of people, I'll see all these dudes that have
lungs on that shit, bro.
Hey, bro, when you see people that have, because I think Cookies did it first, so I can't clown them for it because they did the gelato tasting that had like taste, appeal. That shit's dope. We're hella, because we're fucking hood with it. It's whatever bag is empty the fastest. You feel me? That bag was the one. Hey. And so that's the one that like we all, and so that's a
terrible program.
Becky came from that. Becky, like when some people had questioned like who picked it and who did this, I released some text that just showed that like it's me and Derek talking, and I'm telling them, hey, how about that fucking Simmons time? I said that shit don't check no boxes on the looks, but she's smoking. And that's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
2021. You know what I mean?
2021.
That's when we found her.
Fuck.
Yeah. And so she enters production.
Man,
At-
5 years ago.
Yeah. She enters production as Becky.
Okay, as Becky.
And
So, okay,
as Becky.
you guys
So
named
she
it
goes,
Becky. Got
and
it.
I sell a shit ton. Don't get it twisted. I'm not a wave like this, but I sell a lot of Becky. Like I'm in like, you know, premier group stores and the bigger brand shits here. So I'm selling
So
a
you
bit.
had Becky in the Premier's group?
Oh, all of these people,
fucking
everybody,
bird spots?
premier groups,
What
all the
the
everybody, bro, like all the stuff.
Under Green Dragon?
Yeah. And so we had them all. She was out there and she did good. I mean, we've never, how about this? Since we found her,
Yeah.
she's never not been in at least a couple beds. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
at least 40 lights at all times of her minimum.
Okay.
So that shit happens.
That's fucking nutty.
Basically we get to like, I think 2024 into 2024, fucking, Derek's contract's over. We kind of like, you know, we just felt like it was better to go our separate ways. We go our separate ways. Dude doesn't ask me for any cuts or anything. Like, no, I kind of was prepared for it. When I actually let him go, I was like, I was expecting that he was going to ask for like a different one that, funny enough, I thought he was going to ask for something different than this. And nobody asked. So I said, you know, okay, cool. I'm keeping it. You know what I mean? Not that I ever had a deal to give it, but I felt so bad. I'm a bad dude when it comes to like, somebody can like fuck me over and I'll still feel bad about firing them. So
Gotcha.
like for me, not even getting in that in this case, but just in general, like someone could not show up to work late for 80 whatever, and I'm still feel bad when I got to tell them to leave. So I would have probably been magnanimous because I'm a fool like that. I'm like, I don't want you to be bad if this can help. You know what I mean? Like, but I didn't, and everything went, you know, what it is. And then like maybe early 25, late 24. After that, that's October. That's November. In December, the dude that has worked for me for like 18 years that runs the nursery, he fucking calls and he comes to me in the spot and says, "Hey, I just got a call from Derek." He's like, "Have you heard about toe venom?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is toe venom?" He's like, "Becky, dude." He's like, they got Becky out there and it's like making a wave. Like he's saying this shit is crazy. And so I'm like, okay, look, I don't even freak out. I call the homie in Cathedral City who was the dude I was telling you, Joe's, his original number 2, his worker, like his dude that, you know, like at any grow, you got the main dude, then you got that number 2. That dude, I call him and tell him, because now he's running the grows. Now that Derek's gone, the number 2 guy, I say, "Hey, did you hear about this shit?" He goes, "No." Now I'm not stressing or nothing. He then, because he still talks to Derek, calls Derek and says, "Hey, what's up with this Becky toe venom thing? That's dope." And then Derek goes, "How did you find out?" And then he goes, "Glen just called me and told me." And he said, "Hold on, let me call you back." He calls the original dude he told that's worked for me for all those years. He goes, "Why the fuck did you tell them?" So they've had this story about how the clone was given back and all this shit. But that right there, I could pass a lie detector test on. I could put $500,000 on that series of events happened. Do you get what I'm saying? Nobody wants to take those bets. That's how this whole thing started. I said, if my story's wrong, just put up $100,000. I see all these smoke off competitions. Everybody's got bread. If I'm wrong, put it up and pay one of my power bills. You know what I mean? I'm down. Like I got those same fucking bills, Dave. Like, you know what I mean? I got the same type of power bills. I will gladly take that money. And nobody did it. They all left it on the table because the story was real. The thing wasn't given back. Why wasn't it given back? Think about it like this. I just told you that West Coast connoisseurs did some dirty shit to the people I was involved with. Do you think I would make a deal with this same dude and give him, I would never, and I'm not in a position to have to, dude. Like I said, I don't have no investors. Nobody can come to me and be like, "You need to talk to this guy." Nobody. Like, so I don't,
big ups to you.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's,
hell yeah.
And that, hey, but that's not me. That's the fucking plant. That's me honoring the plant and the plant turning around after all these years and putting me in a position.
Right back to daddy.
Hey, and so, but that's what made it upset when you look at the whole thing, and when they try to like downplay it, I'm like, bro, you know how long I've been doing this? You think this is a fucking accident? You think that something this good came from? So don't think some dudes that were super special that have exclusivity, their marketing dope. Nobody, no part about that. These dudes market better than me. I don't sell fucking $10,000 Jordans for a living. I don't know how to do that.
For sure.
But I know good ass weed, and that's what toe venom. So all these other guys that come after it, I'm not even beefing with any of the Cut Right guys or any of those guys because they didn't take it from me. Somebody stole it from me, and then they stole it from that person. If that person's mad, hey, no, I'm like, it's, of course it would be better if this whole thing blew up and I'm the only one with the cut. But the truth is that like, it requires, that's what I get game from having people like Jig around and telling me, how did you deal with it? When they took your shit, how did you deal with it? And when I got someone that's got enough game to tell me, well, that's part of how it blows up. Yep. You can't have all this without that. Right. It takes all of that to happen. So you got to embrace it. So instead of being
similar to the cookie story.
Well, you know I don't know. Like, look,
right?
I just know all those.
Kind of, sort of.
I just know all those genetics. When you have a wave, what I could tell you about cookies is this: cookies is the only fucking, that team, Cookie Fam, is the only people in modern day history to have 2 waves. That's it.
Yeah, cookies.
The first wave, right? I was talking to Kevin Jodry about this, the Wonderland dude at Nursery, and we was talking about the original ones are the OGs and the Kims, early 90s. Now that's a wave, right?
Yep.
But that never repeats. No, those dudes or whoever made that or whatever the story is, and I'm not disrespecting just anybody. There was never a follow up to that.
There's no more gas follow up.
So right, so these dudes had the way Jigga, he had the first one, and then instead of people documenting, they documented the next one. The next one was fucking documented on video.
That's a fact.
So it's like I tell anybody to listen, you hit a fucking home run. And then you teed the ball back up again and pointed on the left field and hit that bitch right back over there again. And that has not been done. And when you talk to the real growers, the dudes that were really in Mendo, the dudes that have been around here, those selections when they came around were next level. They were next level. Like the first time a cookie pack came across my shit, I was selling GDP packs in West Oakland. And the homie from San Francisco came over that was a DJ. And he said, I got some packs. Can you sell them to your buyer that's coming over? And I show my GDP, and the one I have never even seen, I didn't even know this is what this is. The dude's like, it's Girl Scout. The dude was like, I want more of these. He didn't buy any of my GDPs.
Damn.
Because it was that next. It was crystal covered, no red hairs, just, like.
So it was crazy. I think everybody has the first time I got cookie story.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and they're great, bro. I remember my first time.
Yeah.
My cousin in Oakland shot me a pack, you know what I'm saying? And I was on the east.
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck?
Yeah, because everybody was, and it came with like cherry pie.
Yep,
and then I would get like a little, and then I would get these little tastes of other things that I was like, holy shit. And then the sherbs and look, I was talking to these dudes about this because there really might legitimately, if you're a betting man, they did it 3 times. If you're a betting man.
Runts?
No, I won't even count. That's all derivative. I'll say start, sure. but it's theirs. It's derivative. But
so sure.
But hold on, I'm gonna hit you with
cookie.
Hold on. Sherb, or is it Z? Right?
Oh, yeah,
because here's the real cut. Right. What was the story behind Z? Right? We all know this. The story is
first.
Well, hold on. It was a cut. It was a tray of cuts that were supposed to be cookies.
Yes.
So what was Cookies doing at that time? Who was together growing Cookie Fam? Sherbs and GSCs were together. Jigs and these guys were working on that stuff. So if somebody got clones out of a grow or out of a thing to sell, if something got mixed up in there, which is the story, right?
Yeah, this is the story.
And it's coincidentally has a lot of the fucking things that Sherbert has and Key Lime Pie subsequently have. And Kevin Jodry said that when they fucking put it into the DNA shit, that it was a direct sister to fucking that Sherb and her had a mother-daughter relationship.
What the fuck?
So my point is that like there is a good measure that they did it 3 times. Because the truth of the fact is that like, and what does it take to win? It takes the only one that they planned out and they showed everybody and then executed was Gelato. But the other 2, it's organics. They're like rap hit. They're like
myths, bro.
They're like that dude that's an MC that he has no business having a hit, but he just gets on the radio and that shit's a hit.
Yeah.
And it's a Rappin' Forte level. They can't take it away from him. It just happens. And those dudes did that. And I don't know whether, I can't guarantee you, but I was deep in the game at that time. I was running a whole bunch of processing of extraction. And I remember exactly when Key Lime Pie, exactly when Sherb, and then about a year and a half later when Z hit. And they all hit in the same fucking time.
Early 2010.
And that was like, yeah, I might say 12. I'll say
get a date, bro.
12. I don't know.
Date,
12.
Cookies. Yeah.
Cookies probably
Yeah.
2010.
Start.
Okay. Okay.
And in rotation, definitely by
That's from Jigga himself.
Yeah,
hanging on the couch.
and that's why I'm saying. So like when I remember it around, I'll say when I got those, they seemed to be around 13, 14. I saw them before,
Okay.
but that not cookies, but like the sherbs and the I'm saying more like sherb, key lime pie, and Z. Anybody that's ever had those three things growing in a room, if you don't think those are related, you don't have no cannabis experience. So they're related one way or another. I won't even, if somebody doubts that, they can, all these people can have origin stories as much as they want, but I know what I taste in terps and what I didn't taste before those 14 years or whatever amount of time I've been smoking before that. So when just like gelato was probably the most original terp I ever tasted.
Definitely.
Like when I busted that out, I was like,
insane.
I never smelled this shit. Like,
Yeah,
whoa, like it was something different.
Dessert. It was fucking straight up dessert, bro.
And I think like, and then that wave. So yeah, I mean, like, look, Toad Venom is cool. We've spent a lot of time fucking with it and trying to get it right as Becky. The shit that happened after it, it's organic. You know what I mean? There's been so much crazy shit about the fake cuts and the this cuts and the that. And like, these dudes got the real one and that guy doesn't have the real one. And I'm like, I'm the only dude that never let it out of my garden. All you dudes have passed it or lost it or given it to somebody or got stolen from or like, I selected it and I paid it a homage. I didn't just select that shit and let that shit go down the road or forget about it. And
how many keepers did you find in that hunt, by the way?
One.
That one?
One.
No shit.
There wasn't even
anything close. Nothing close.
That's why when people are like, I'm gonna go get the parents and remake that shit, I'm like, okay, like that shit wasn't. Homeboy didn't even have a lot of experience in any breeding before that. That was just that's a throw up the wall. I wouldn't. And
Who bred it?
Ronan.
Got it. Okay.
And that's why. And that's why I say
I knew that
I would have never agreed to give it back because Ronan is West Coast connoisseurs. And I'm right, and I'm cool, and like now I went on a podcast with.
I'm about to say I see you on a podcast.
And I kept it like cordial because I know the story. I'm not gonna sit there and be like you have some drama, It's like, listen, I don't just know the story.
You kept that shit player, bro.
I got 100 people that work for me that know the story. It's not about it's not about me. It's like how when I can say I got this music stuff. Chris is here telling you that's what it is. Like I'm not exaggerating or bullshitting. I'm just telling you because even when I used to be in LA, bro, trying to get chicks, I used to be embarrassed about telling them how successful I was because it sounded like a play. When you walk in somewhere, you're like, what do you do? I'm a producer. Oh yeah, I work with Beyonce. Oh yeah, Beyonce at the studio.
Right.
Like they're gonna be like, and you know what I mean. So I don't even like this. Like last couple months is the first talking about it because it's like I just felt like, man, I lived in that other side so much. I don't ever want to open that up.
No doubt.
Like, you know what I mean, to everybody. But when it comes to like, hey, we've been doing it. Like, there's a reason for this. There's a reason why I'm rolling with who I'm rolling with. You know what I mean? Because I recognize if you want to do greatness, you get around greatness. And what do they say? Your 5 closest friends, well, my influences are, I'm trying to be influenced by people that I know how to put it through the roof and that know better than me. And I want people that know more and that have natural gifts. Just like in music, I might be able to play guitar, but bro, this dude's is just natural. This dude's that was playing that shit at 4 years old that can do it. And real shit for me, just because we mentioned the name, that's my guy like that is Jigga. My guy that I look to say where are the real street hits at. Who does this really smoke? I mean, this dude's been smoking this shit since it was Becky, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and telling people it was gas, and like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's because we're running I'm running to show someone that I respect something that I like, right? Because I know that shit, that's how you get better, man. And I've also gone over with shit that I thought was the motherfucking shit, and it'd be like, it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I smoked a couple zips of it. It's cool. And I'm like, damn, I thought I kind of did that. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So, that's probably like the easiest way to look at the toe venom. And now everybody's going to have it, it one way or another. We're just going to drop here first, but we are going to release it as a clone on May 17th.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, Green Dragon.
And this will drop before then. So yeah.
So we're gonna
Green Dragon.
Yeah. So we're gonna drop that out. We'll release the real one.
You should
with little
get your money, bro.
Little birth certificates on her.
Hell yeah.
And
what are you selling for? Can we?
You know what? I
little bando.
I can't right now. Oh no, it's gonna be. We're gonna Listen, man,
Little
we
fiver?
bring that weed to the people. All I can say is it's not going to be what any of these dudes are taxing. Like, you know what I mean?
You're not gonna kill them.
I just, it's
Make
going
a
to
couple
be,
dollars though. You know? What I'm
it's
saying?
going to be a few bucks, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it won't be something that's unaccessible.
Okay.
And the guys
Cool.
that have been my buyers of clone, because I've been,
Because you know what they're going for.
oh, I know,
You
I
know
get
what's
it.
good.
I've been a nerd. We're the longest running cannabis nursery in California.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
man.
and continually. So we've been
Wow.
dropping these clones. So I don't just hunt this shit. I sell a lot of the shit that I run that's out. Like a bunch of these are sold. Like I sell
yeah.
the cuts. Like I found out through this whole toe venom shit that like Dave from fucking Preferred, he's running one of his strains laser gun. Right.
Yeah.
That's my pick. That's my Z Pie pick.
That was your Z Pie?
Yeah,
No
that's
shit.
ours.
That's a good one,
yeah,
bro.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we won a bunch of
No
competitions with that
way,
before.
dude.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I didn't even know that was a fucking seed drop until I interviewed Brad
Yeah.
from Raw.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, hold on. I was like, no shit. That's
Well, how
why
about
they're all
this? It
different.
never
'Cause I'm
even-
noticing
It never
LA
even
fam's
dropped.
different.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Cadre, my
But
girl
that came-
partners down the street's different.
That came those ones came way later. We hunted it in the first inclination, like a year and a half before he remade those seeds, I believe.
Whoa.
So we're
What year? Well, hold on. What year was this?
Fuck, that was not too far off of Toad. Probably 22, 21. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right there, 21. It wasn't in that hunt, but right around there.
Okay, yeah. Because it came to me in like 22.
Yeah.
Georgia Pie Z.
Yeah. It left like and then we put it out on the nursery floor.
Fire.
And then that one, even I think the Jake from Ronan, when we were on the other podcast, his Paichu is my selection of half of it is my selection of Z Pie.
Oh shit. Okay, so it's that Z Pie. So it's laser gun.
Yeah, and
Half
because we
Paichu's
let it
laser
out,
gun.
it's
No
when you
shit,
let
dude.
that shit out, it becomes
sure.
a lot of shit. You know
For
what I
sure, it's
mean?
fair
Like,
game.
that's why
Right.
the same thing with the toe, right? We're gonna open source it the same way. Because look, when people are like, "This is my shit," and I found it, I always dig when I get really high. I just think there's some dude on a mountain in Afghanistan going, "Motherfucker," because that shit was probably a hash plant 2,000 years ago over there.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So
bro.
like, we're just refining what this plant.
Nothing new under the sun, bro.
Dude, and it's this thing has supported me and supported like been such a big part of my life, and I've been able to like, dude, I got people in the thousands of people I've talked to grow that work for me. You know what I mean? I've touched people into this plant, and there's people doing great shit that have been like huge things out of like the dude.
awesome, bro.
Yeah, like there's just a bunch of people that went off from our shit. They're doing great shit, and I'm hella proud of that. And I'm proud that they love the fucking plant and that this shit's getting like at the beginning is getting better.
Yeah.
And so the more they're around it, like I just want to take it to where we took it, and it's dope that toe venom happened because
Hell yeah.
I never got a wave like that. You know what I mean? I never
Yeah.
got a real wave, and now it's
It's
showcasing.
the most talked about strain right now.
And it's
bro.
showcasing all the shit we do. Like we hunt.
Hell yeah.
Wait, like the one of the dudes from Karma Genetics, they were like, "You pop more beans than anybody I've ever known," and they're like, and like that shit made me feel good because I was like, but they bring me their shit because they're like, do it right. Because the first thing about hunting is you got to grow your ass off, because if you don't grow right, the weed's not going to be a
You're
real
gonna miss the
representation.
selections.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so like you got, and that just makes me proud that my guys, that everybody that's grinding at my spot, that like putting in those 7-day weeks sometimes when shit goes weird, that this shit all just brings them up. Like, it makes my company better so I can make their shit better. Because
yeah.
it ain't about like buying some shit that I already did good in music. I did good in this. I don't really need to like go try to figure out. I already fucked up and bought a Ferrari during music type shit. You know what I mean? I fucked up. I already lost $100,000 in 9 months on a stupid car. You know what I mean? Like, I know what that is. I don't.
You got out of your system early.
I'm not doing that for this. I want to get better. I just want to get better. I want the weed to get better. I'm even using this cut, like giving it to people as being like, I've been giving it to breeders as a thing about like, hey, it's a handshake. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. I know this is going to help you. Fuck it. Go for it. Even when this stuff all comes out, it's going to be better than them trying to grow, people growing a candy pack. There won't be enough toad venom for the next year, no matter how many people turn it on. Because right now, it's just a big deficit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
bro, you can't get loose packs. Bro, I'm in the trenches still.
Yeah.
And like, I got people from everywhere, but yo, I need them loose, bro. I'm like, bro, this doesn't. It's not loose, bro.
Yeah,
they're in fucking jars, and it's 4+, bro. I don't know what to tell you. And what brand you want? You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's right.
Who you want it from?
And that is in this day and age.
That's crazy, bro.
It's dope though.
It's fucking dope as shit.
It's gonna be able to like, I hope that is able to like the crosses, that everything is able to get the ticket up for people, man. Like real shit.
Hell yeah.
Like I love this thing. I
think
want to
it
see
will.
more people in it, man. I don't want to see people like when I look now and everybody's shit's for sale or grow shit for cheap. Everybody's turning their garages off. I know how many people like I know when that shit fed me, you know, I know when some shit went this way and that way and the only thing was those garage lights that were doing it. You know what I mean? And like I feel fucked up that I love it in one sense that I'm on Twitter and I'm on like IG and I see these dudes that got a garage grow that got their own brand and that are getting it.
That's just awesome, bro.
I love that.
That's the best.
I fucking love. I support
Like the
that
Jungle
more.
Boy story, like Ivan. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
the
dude,
biggest.
I was selling fucking. I was selling. Not Ivan, but I was selling TLC packs before they owned it, and then when it was actually in Toluca Lake, and then when they bought it, I've been fortunate enough to be able to sell to these dudes all the time. You know,
Nice,
like
bro.
I've always had my shit in their stores. Even when we do in stores, man, I go to the store. Me and my daughter did the last one.
Hell yeah.
I was like, fuck it, let me go in here and because I'm proud to be in that shit. Like these dudes are killing it. Their marketing is next fucking level, dude.
Hell
Like,
yeah, clean as fuck, dude. And I tell people all the time, don't be too cool to go do a demo for your brand, bro. I don't care what
man.
level you're at, bro.
Hey, I do bud tender educations, bro, because
Hell
you know
yeah.
why? Who's gonna tell these people like I would?
Exactly.
I can't
Nobody.
tell nobody like what it is. Like for me, it's like I love this. This is my story. You know what I mean? Like I've been doing it a long time. I really, really love. I hope you love it. We trying to keep it fresh as fuck. I'm pulling shit like I see a lot of other big brands, and no disrespect to them, but I know that they play the game of like dropping off a lot of weed, and then it takes a long time for the dispensary to move through.
Oh, damn near all of them, bro.
And we don't do that. Like I'm in like
So you have
100 stores
Okay.
in California. We've been up to like 200
no,
before.
100's good, bro. 100 is a healthy number.
Yeah.
It's manageable with a good sales and marketing team. Once you go into the 400 or 500, it's fucking
hey, bro,
tough.
sales and marketing team, we got one dude, bro.
You got one killer?
One dude.
Sometimes it's all you need. The guy that knows everybody.
But you know what does the talking? It's the weed.
That's
see,
right.
That's what
That's right.
I always tell people when I was
Yeah.
when I was cropping before I got into business with Manny, I was growing the most I could, and then if it turned out bad, there was a spot for it. You know what I'm saying? Like if it turned out B, I could just get it to somebody for a few hundred less.
Sure.
We were on down the road, right? And you would have that dude be like, look, you got to take the bad ones, you're going to get the good ones. You know, dude would do that for you. When you grow for a dispensary, bro, if you are the top shelf, if you don't grow top shelf, bro, you don't got no top shelf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's a like all these grow dudes when they're just following VPD and following this, and you're like, listen, bro, slow down. I don't give a fuck what the yield is. How good is it? We'll get the yield. All these dudes bragging about what they get. I've got good shit too, but the best plants, bro, ain't even gonna give you that.
Right.
The best plants, good luck. Like
one and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that are like, oh my god, when you smoke them, and you know,
bro.
when you see people with these giant ass colas and they're like, I grow this, I'm like, look,
Too
I
much
select.
plant matter, bro.
Yeah, I select a lot, dude, and I know that all of those are always boofy. They're always cardboardy.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? And then the one that fucking does nothing, that's a midget, is the one you want, and then you try to choose in between those motherfuckers, like somewhat like, damn, this one's good too. It might not be, but I can't grow this plant and get 10 grams off of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, that's where experience.
That's the
comes.
trade.
That's the trade off. So that's what, and I get it when you work for other people and you're part of a big corporate thing. Like imagine this, I get hired for a big corporate job, right? Let's say I'm working for somebody and they say, look, we want to start a breeding program, right? And I'm like, okay, dope. And I go out there and I start dusting shit and bringing pollen and fucking hunting shit. And then I find the one, right? And I take it to them and I'm like, and they're like, but this only does like 1.5 a light. Like what our other breeder at our other facility found us one that does 4 a light.
Sick.
Feel me? and then how do you compete against that? You get fired.
Right.
Dude gonna send you home for the 1.5, even though you just found the gold nugget that would change the game. And so that's why corporate cannabis doesn't work. That's why a dude in a garage does work.
Exactly.
I'm nervous to see how this
bro.
shit plays out this year with the hemp shit and the seeds and all that shit, because I'm hoping that somehow the seeds avoid this shit, because I see a lot of people like switching over to nurseries. And I'm not trying to be negative about it, but most of these breeders didn't have large populations. They're not used to growing it this way. They got they've learned how to make their shit work with their facilities they have.
Sure.
When you turn into a nursery, it doesn't work like that. You got pathogens, you got SOPs, and then you got who's selecting. like just you and some homies, or you know, I mean, I'm not saying that's
Right,
bad either.
right.
But when you're giving out 50 seeds, a dude like me, I don't really want the seed bank or the breeder selection if I don't have to. Some people I will, but that's rare. Most of these dudes, no negative shit, because they're doing great work, but it comes from those seeds, the ability to kind of like draw your own version of what that person has. And there's not going to be as many males because they're not selling. All these seed banks aren't selling males. All these people that are putting nurseries online, I don't see no males. So it's like, what are they to do? You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to be negative, but like it's going to reduce the gene pool again.
It is.
You know what I mean?
And we're already stuck in a fucking Gelato Runs Z fucking perm pool, bro.
It's all there.
It's hard to get out of it, man.
It is.
Well, now Toad entered the chat, so hopefully that'll shake shit up a bit.
And OG's coming back a little bit.
OG's definitely coming back.
I mean, bro, I can't keep my OG. And like, right, I mean, we used to grow all OG, and now I'm like slowly transferring rooms back to OG.
I pepper it in with my brand. Here and there, you know what I'm saying?
A good one is tough to fucking, you know what I mean?
Well, we're older, so we have older friends that fucking appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? And
Well,
some of the
get you
youngers
high.
fucking with it too. Yeah,
I mean, bro,
get you high. How about that?
How about that? Yeah, you know
How
what I mean?
about,
Like,
remember that?
but that's and flavor packs are good for flavor packs, but
But
I,
a nice fucking kush that smokes good, bro. That's the flavor for me,
to
bro.
me
God,
too. I
it's
can
like
put
brushing
something.
my teeth with that shit, man.
That one ain't playing out anytime
Ever,
soon
bro.
when it's right.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes people get like that more plant mattery, not like
Earthy, plant matter, smoky. It come out smoky sometimes.
yeah,
you know
hot
what I'm saying?
smoke. I want that cool, that
Yep,
menthol, fucking that
cool kush.
Yeah, all the way
Cool
down.
kush,
yeah,
baby.
And that's what it changed the game, was the people that were growing it like that.
Yep.
You know, people that were growing it back in the day like that, they weren't pushing it. They were just happy to get it to the end, and it was a finicky little girl that you had to tie up, and you know, but that made, and I still think if it was a OG growing competition, I think I'm gonna say I think the Armenians might hit it with 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Like they might have the whole fucking goal shit, because out of the dudes that I seen in the game, the best, it was like one Asian dude that was a savage, but outside of that, the Armenian dudes got that shit on a lot. And now, of course, they're growing candies and shit, so
For sure.
they probably not on the same
That's
par.
Kushko, right? Kushko, Armenian cast.
Kushko's down there, yeah. Kushko, a lot of people. I mean, Cure Company,
yeah.
Kushko, fucking Nameless. I mean, a lot of these dudes are
Those are all Armenians?
No. I'm saying those guys are doing.
Nameless.
The Armenian dudes are like the bigger ones that aren't even a brand.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
you know how that goes. That's like the and some of those dudes, we just saw some dude the other day that's still in that side of it, but it's big as fuck. And I'm like, damn, bro, like really? Like, God bless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're still making it. He was telling me, he was like, I get bop from my OG. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, nah, man, like all day. Because when
That's
they find those
crazy.
people that want it, they don't want to fuck with nothing else.
Yeah.
And Kushko gets it too. Kushko gets that
Yeah.
fucking. When I moved my
Their
facility,
sour power's fucking fire,
bro, like maybe like 9 months ago, we just moved 1,000 lights. So like we had our dispensary on one. If like this side of the street, we basically moved to like the back building.
Okay.
And we had to move. And when we did that shit, I went out looking because I was down. Fucking DCC, these motherfuckers don't have you can only transplant or transfer a clone in metric. You can't transplant or transfer a flowering plant. So what I thought I was going to do was get my
shit.
facility and start transferring my flowering plants to like switch it all over for the
Sure.
license. And they were like, you got to kill them.
Whoa.
Yeah. So during that period when
I
we
wonder why that is. What's the logic
because it's
behind
fucking
that?
stupid. It's just it's not in the program. They don't have that's what he said. We don't have a SOP for that.
There was no none of these idiots fucking came up with that clause.
They just take the money, dude.
Yeah,
And-
I know. For
and
sure.
so I go looking for like OGs because I'm like, I got to kill 3 rooms. I haven't bought any weed from anybody in fucking so long that I'm like, fuck, since 18. So I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, I go looking in that Kushko, and yeah, they were getting it. I mean, like what it was brought back over to me, and I was like, shit, I need to grow more OG. You know what I mean?
That's
But
That's
yeah,
right.
but it's also something that with all these double rack systems and shit, people aren't just gonna fucking turn back to OG. You know what I mean? You can't. The OGs I fuck with, like, and we hold like 4 that are really special and different. And
Which
we
ones you
definitely
got?
had. Well, by name, you're not. You know, it's a
For
weird.
sure. Maybe
I
it's-
have. Here's what it is. I have a taller lime one,
Okay.
That's limer and taller. The SB Yacht Club guys or SB Yacht Club, those guys that just won one of those things. That's the same OG they run.
Okay.
I like her. I like the one that we call the green. You know, all the old dispensaries, we always had the dispensary name OG. So we had the Green Dragon OG, which was our original cut.
Cool.
Which is a little heavier and danker than like an SFV.
Okay.
And then I have what somebody's gave to me as King Louis.
Okay.
And she's extremely dope. And I don't know if that's what she is, but she's a podular OG. She has like a little longer fingers on her on the top, like a little bit bigger horns than the regular one. And those three, like over the last 10 years, when OG fell out, we started collecting them all from all the guys we used to buy from. Like everybody that wouldn't give them to us, we wanted to see if they were really different. Like we had one, the palm tree OG. We got the Black Mamba OG from that dude. When he stopped growing, we were like, give it to us. And they were all a little different. And we just ran them for like fucking a year. And these are the three that, like, at the end of the day, everybody, it sells the fastest, it smokes the best. So it's really like like I said, a tall lime one, a regular green one, and then one that's podular, more like that. And that's the King Louis. And she looks in the bag like stupid, you know, like. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we don't OG the same as most people because we kind of finished it down a little bit more, and we were known for having that for so long. So we try to like.
That's dope. You got 4 hitter OGs at the stable.
Yeah. Oh, I got.
That's what's up. Usually people got 1 or 2.
Yeah, and
my camp got 2 nice ones.
Yeah. I mean, and they're there. They're out there, right? You know what I'm saying? All these are just like Homeboy got
a nice kosher, real nice kosher.
Oh yeah. She grows a little easier.
Just a regular OG. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, I got a 43 that like if someone doesn't know how to grow, I give that to them.
A Wi-Fi?
Yeah, because you can pull a 43 off. If you're light with it, you can pull a 43 off and it'll come off like a good OG, but it will never smoke as good as.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, Ivan and those dudes probably bought half those Florida dispensaries off fucking Wi-Fi 43. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, right.
Like those guys were murdered. And now that when I grew it and I saw how, years later I saw how chunky it was, I was like, oh, this makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm over here fucking with 8-foot tall plants trying to work this shit out. Yeah. These dudes are just like chunked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, there's definitely a lot of good OGs out there, and everybody. I think that we used to buy it all the time. We gave people the cut. That's one of the stinking things of why we were a nursery, is that we fucking nobody had the right weed and we'll put them on the shit. Like if think about it like this, if 2012 comes around,
right,
and you're growing like some Blue Dream or Green Crack or something, and you come in to sell to a dispensary, and the dude at the dispensary says, "Have you ever fucked with cookies?" And the dude goes, "No," and you show it to him, and the guy's like, "Damn, that's bomb." You're like, "You want to buy some cuts? I give you a deal on them. Just bring me the weed back." You know what I mean? And when you and I was looking at his other work, I could know if it's going to come back good or not.
Right.
If he's got some good, if he's got some good work, it's just wrong strains, then I'm going to point him in the right direction. I'm going to put him on the shit that's right, and then he's going to come back and sell it to me. It's going to help my business, help him. You know what I mean? Like, that's where the essence of it was. So even now, I can't buy people's work back, or I can't do that shit. It's all right. I'm going to always provide some super dope shit because I feel like that's what's ultimately going to keep people coming back. I used to sell motherfuckers their whole rooms, 250, 300, nonstop all day. Now it's 6 clones. You know what I mean?
What the fuck?
Yeah, California, man, they fucked that up too. But you know what? Oh, well, I still sell them 6 clones and be happy about it. I mean, we definitely lose as a business. Once again, why I'm happy to fucking not have any investors is because as a business, it's a money loser.
No doubt.
I got a whole clone department. We're chasing fucking pheno numbers and keeping shit alive while we select. And it's like fucking chaos. And I'm sure at the end of it, if I were to pencil, I don't even pencil it out like that. You know what I mean? Like I just like, that's part of the grow. That's the grow cost.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I mean? And like somebody was telling me the other day when it's expenses in fucking, in like a outdoor grow, they just plant another acre. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this costs too much. Plant another acre. You know what I'm saying? And like for me, I feel like that's the same thing indoor. If it costs like that, I'm just gonna like fuck it, make the rooms bigger. They used to be 75 lights, now they're 90. You know what I mean? Make those extra ones do what they're supposed to do, and we'll be all right.
That's right.
And then this back to that toad shit, it works out.
Yeah.
Like not like trying to do the shit, offering people shit, making sure that like you're a good dude when it comes to the plant. and it's a net positive. You're not some dude that's just trying to make as much money as they can, run the fuck off. Like, if this shit changed your life, or, you know, help someone that fucking had cancer eat so they could make it through chemo, that's the real shit. Like, that's real.
Absolutely.
I've had that shit in my life. I've seen it. I've seen
Same.
it take motherfuckers that were toxic to themselves, toxic to their families, and get them off alcohol and get them to be fucking regular motherfuckers that are like walking around a good dude out of. I've seen that shit. So I believe in it as like, I believe in it as medicine, and I believe in it as like fucking medicine for the soul, like quality of life. Even if it doesn't help your medical condition,
bro.
you smoke that shit and feel better about life, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you could be a part of that, fuck out of here.
I think a lot of the younger, maybe even some of the older cats, they lose sight of that, bro. That's when you get lost in the sauce, bro. Like, you gotta remember, it's a real medicine. We're doing this for people, and maybe they didn't have an experience like that yet.
That's right.
I did.
Yeah.
You know, before I moved here, with my goddaughter. You know, what I'm saying, she had cancer. She's like fucking 4.
Yeah.
We were giving her the Brick Simpson oil.
Yeah.
And gave her a quality of life so the poor kid could eat. And she's good now. She's fucking 13. She's thriving.
Look, my studio manager in LA, he got cancer, and he was from Texas. He moved back to be with his family when he got it, and I remember, like, one of the guys that worked for me was buying weed off me. And he was like, look, I got to send John some weed because this dude's going to die. He was already a hella skinny dude, like before, just like a naturally skinny dude. And then they sent pictures, and this motherfucker, you know how it looks. You're like, damn, man. And he had long hair. His hair's balding, you know, after the shit. You're like, fuck, man. Like, and he's like, my old grow partner was like, I'm going to start sending him shit, man. And he sent it. And his brother, his brother worked for me too. His brother was like, man, that shit saved my brother's life. He's like, this is exactly what happened. He goes, he couldn't eat at all. He's like, he smoked weed after chemo, get hungry, eat, throw up, then get hungry again, and be able to keep the next thing down. And he's like,
cool.
And that shit, like, you know, so it's like he still had the fucked up reaction, but then normally that would have made him not eat for 2 days.
Sure.
But now, because that weed's still in his system, or he smoked again, now he's hungry again. He tries it and it works. You know what I mean? And seeing that dude go from like thinking where he's gonna die to come back and working and being around me every day and being like, fuck, like that shit really.
That's awesome, man.
You know what I mean? That worked. Like you know what I'm saying? It surprised me at that time because I hadn't had that experience either. You know what I mean? And I think when you have that focus on it as the whole thing, not just what helps you, heals you, but like just calms you down. It's like people that are jumped up all day at work and then they can smoke some fucking weed and be a great parent. Because instead of being mad that there's some shit on the floor, they're just happy they got this little baby running around. Yeah. They're like, damn, look at this. You know, that's if it can help you look at life differently, then that's what it's about. You know what I mean? Whatever situation you're in, man. And I just like to think that, like, if you got that feeling and you trying hella hard, you investing money into something, you doing all the things that it takes for that shit to be successful, then eventually you'll hit gold. You'll strike gold. Like, that's what the toe venom thing's telling me. Like, hey, I didn't even know I struck it then. I'm just selecting a whole bunch of good shit with the team. And now it becomes this other thing. And it's like, well, that's dope. Now I just want to show everybody else all the shit we've been with. Instead of like a one-hit wonder. That's why it's so important for me to speak up and be like, yo, we got the fucking Patriots from back then going. Like, what are you talking about? Like, come check this shit out. There's a reason why even when like people come and visit me from town, like when Fletcher from Archive came over, he's like, you got the busiest dispensary I've seen in LA. I'm like, we just do the same shit.
No
like,
shit.
We just keep fucking serving people.
Hell yeah.
And they just keep coming back. You know what I mean? It's like
beautiful.
No advertising. Like none. Like none. I got like a billboard 3 blocks away just so you don't miss me on the street. Other than that, like
no doubt.
No weed maps money, no fucking big.
Yeah.
I mean, like nothing, man. Like.
So you got the dispensary, distro, cultivation, and nursery
and manufacturing, and then we have another dispensary out in Palm Springs, downtown Palm Springs, with a lounge, and then a big grow out there. So it's like that one's, they're both right at about 1,000 now. We scaled. We had a third one in LA that power got fucking blown out on that shit, and it was just like we had to abandon it.
No doubt.
LA takes you 3 years to get a power upgrade, so you just yeah. There's a major company down there right now that's running on diesel generators, and I feel so when this political shit went down,
boy.
I was like, fuck, they're about to see $7 a gallon. Yeah. 2,000 gallons a day on them birds. Yeah. Nice. Ow.
Ouch.
They don't, and it ain't like a power bill that comes after 30 days. Those motherfuckers charge your card when they get done. That shit's done. It's like boop, boop, on your card. Like 14K? Fuck me. Yeah, that shit. So, I had a situation like that, but at least diesel was at $3 then. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, right.
it was realistic, bro. But yeah, man.
Wow. That's cool, man.
Yeah, a lot of
Hell of
shit.
a story.
Man. A lot of shit. Yeah, hopefully it's still going. Hopefully we can make some more magic.
Could this be, not to cut you, bro, but just to stay on just the frog for just another second, could this be the longest time since a strain was created till it popped? I don't remember any other strain that's like, it usually just pops when it comes out, right?
Because I suck at marketing. You give me some, that's how that works. Because I might fucking suck at marketing the most of any strain that's been released. I don't know. But yeah, it's weird. The whole shit is weird. Like,
that was a weird story. I think that's part of the lore of the fucking frog toe, whatever the fuck you want to call Becky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird fucking story, dude.
And then
there's so many characters and offshoot stories.
Yeah, well, that's like the craft farmer dude is so funny because
oh shit, we didn't even talk about
bro.
that.
This dude is hilarious because like, so here this I like, this dude hits me with the dude that I buy a lot of my hydro shit with, which I'm obviously buy a lot of fucking hydroponic supplies.
Yeah.
This dude hits me and says, "Have you guys done underlighting yet?" This is like whatever, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
For sure.
And he's like, "Have you guys done underlighting?" No, I haven't done underlighting. He's like, well, look, they got underlights. You should try them. I'll front you up a room to try it, and then if the harvest goes right, just cash me out or don't take them, whichever one. So he's like, I do a little shit, and I go to, like, at the time I'm at JB's spot in LA, and we're walking around talking about some breeding shit, and I'm asking him, like, you got him? He's like, I just got him. I got Favens, right? And I'm like, okay, dope. So when my guy tells me he's gonna give him to me, he's like, I go, you got Favens? He's like, no, you want to use Craft Farmer. And I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, this dude kind of brought it into the technology in. He's like, I'm trying to kind of just pay him homage by keeping him, his shit to the front of my sales shit, and I'll do you a good deal on him, whatever.
For sure.
So we buy that shit, right? And it goes good, and I buy a room, buy 2 rooms. You know what I mean? I'm going on it. Now, subsequently, we ended up getting some rebate thing and changing lights, finishing the rest of the place out with different underlighting. But what was crazy was when all this shit popped off and he started toad, frog, this, I just hit him on the DM, right? I was like, yo, bro, what's up? You selling the cut? And I was just like on some jokey shit. Like, I wasn't even, this motherfucker's like, I don't know you a dime. Don't do that. I was like, I hate to sound like this, but like, you must not know who I am, bro. I'm not coming for a nickel. Like, I bought your shit because it was you. Yeah. And through this guy. And I talked to you on the phone, setting him up.
No
and
shit.
Now you selling my cut, and then you telling me you fucking don't owe me money, and then there's a whole bunch of shit talking going on. I was like, yo, what the fuck, bro? That's some weird ass. But subsequently, I figured out this dude kind of WWE's it for attention. You know what I mean? And I get that. Hey, once
That's
again,
another part of the game. Right
I
now.
suck at marketing, so I got to look at him and be like,
yeah, I call it the Insta trapping era. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's part of that era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just come from the era where when,
and he's a wrestling fan too.
Yeah, hey, I just come from the era that you might see somebody at the hydro shop.
Right.
And you don't want to get whopped up at the,
dude.
I'm just always trying to be
down
more
at the hydro
respectful.
shop.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it does, but I don't know.
I've seen it.
That was a weird one.
I've seen it.
That was definitely one that I wasn't prepared for. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, now that I'm hearing, I'm getting these stories one by one, right?
Yeah.
And I'm putting this shit together. I was like, yo, this is fucked. This should be studied.
Yeah.
This should be a documentary. This should be a frog
talking about, I got my shit
documentary.
from Oklahoma, and I'm like, who the fuck took my shit to Oklahoma?
Bro,
and then
right.
Ronan took my shit to Oklahoma.
Right. Did you? If
But
you watched the Water Boys episode we just did, he told the whole fucking story,
I watched
dude.
it, back and forth, and them going, and then the old dude in Colorado. I'm like, look, I don't know.
He's like ripping plants out of his room. It's like a fucking jungle in there. You want this one? You want this? Here's the toad. You know what I'm saying? What
and
the
I don't know
fuck?
what. And look, like I said,
Who's this old dude in fucking fuck, bro?
Look, bro, it could be any of. I know that when I was doing the last podcast with him, with Ronan, that when he said, when they talked about someone that was involved with Cutright was in the room, and when he said, yeah, they went back and forth, it was like a little smirk that they gave each other, almost like maybe the old dude didn't exist. You get what I'm saying? Like maybe dude just gave it to him. And I'm not sure. I don't even know, but I just know that it was like, it's definitely like a little like, if I said something and someone over there was like, right? Like it was definitely a little bit of that. So yeah, I don't know. I know our shit was, you know, the original one, and I know that people took it from me. You know what I mean? And that just, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like after that, all this other stories and all this crazy shit, I don't even know what of it is real and what of it's fake. You know what I mean? I can't even tell you. I could just, so all their stories are probably however their origin is of getting it. I just know I was like 4 years before them.
Right.
It was like way before. So it's not a,
Right.
you know, it's not a who was first. It's just a who blew it up. And the dudes the dudes he was associated with did a good job marketing. What can you say? Like,
and the people continue to do good marketing with it.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's encouraged everybody to do better marketing with it.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I
Because
mean?
the marketing's already up here, so don't come with no bullshit.
That part.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I just seen one yesterday. It was like, bro, that's what you coming with, dog. That's not even in a jar, my boy.
Yeah.
I think frogs should be in a jar.
If you're
You know,
getting
with a
that, you need
sick
to be
ass,
jarred
trippy
up.
ass label. You know what I'm saying? Raised.
Look,
the raised.
it
the
needs to be
3D
sitting
print.
in glass no matter what.
Facts, bro.
You know what I mean? I believe that in all weed. I think that the Mylar, if you're an everyday smoker, it can possibly keep it a little bit more the right humidity, like the right moisture content, because as you use it, the bag can shrink up a little bit, so it's not sitting in a lot of open headspace.
Yeah.
Where in the jars, when you get down to a nug or two, it'll dry out and be
It'll
bullshit.
dry quick, yeah.
You know what I mean? So but I don't know who fucking takes a long time to smoke a jar. For me, a jar is a joint, maybe a joint in the start of a next one.
Same here. I rolled 2.5, so
Yeah, start of the next one.
average. You know? Yeah, exactly.
That's
Or like, okay, this is a fucking salad first, so I gotta match this fucker up because I don't have any more of that.
that part.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It sounds like it's going down out there.
Yeah,
dog.
it sounds like it got interesting.
There could be a fight outside the studio, gang.
Hey, it's
think I know
calmed
who it's
down now.
between.
It seems
Yeah,
peaceful
yeah.
now. It was cracking
I was
up.
waiting
but
for the thumbs.
run out there with the camera. That's the next part. 'Cause that's the highest. That's the high. They like the highest fucking
They
viewed
need to smoke
episode
some
ever.
fucking toad and chill the fuck
And
out.
chill the fuck out.
Chill the
bro.
fuck
Like,
out,
get that
guys.
shit. Get that shit right. Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That's a trip, dude. So where do you see the game going in the next 5 years, or where do you see Green Dragon going, man? What's on the horizon, brother?
Man, making more shit.
Fuck
I think everybody talks about expanding and how they want to do this. Like for us, I mean, believe me, everybody that knows me, whether it's like JB or all these other guys, are like, oh, you got to think about different states. And once people understand what you're doing, they're going to freak out. And I'm like, you know what? That's cool, man. And maybe for like a different person, for us, I really feel like it's about taking what we have and just making it so good that like I still walk in and think I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And I'm like, until I get done with I need to do this, I don't really feel like getting bigger. And I think that goes to the overall thing. It says that like, look, these big companies are going to spread out fast, and what they can do at scale, they're going to do at scale, and they're going to drop the price. But what the Toad showed me was that if you just do shit really right, that market doesn't even matter. These big
doesn't.
producer markets, they just ranch in resin. Whether they use it in other shit, whatever, and they're in weird fucking THCA markets and fucking trying to do weird shit. I'm just selling to the same fucking people. And I feel like if I get better and I bring new people in, then it's going to work. And I think operators like me have a shot at there's a lot of people that have these vertical things in other state that, like I said, Jungle Boys has it, Cure Company has it. These vertical ones, they got a chance at staying because you can be your own thing and be like a little microbrewery and not have to match the price of Budweiser. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that shit. That's right. So I think that like it's gonna go in two different directions. It's gonna go that super commercial route where it just gets worse and more commercial because they just want to buy cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper shit.
Sure.
And they're not worried about quality or value, right?
Yep.
Value is what it's really about. Are you getting what you paid for? And I think that the other way it's going to go is it's going to go to the fresh wheat because I think that's why I don't think the black market's going anywhere.
Hell no.
I don't think that shit's everybody's.
It can't.
No one's filling that hole, man.
No one.
Nobody.
No one. Rec will never fill that hole, bro. And even like the lore and the mystique of like meeting the guy in the parking lot, like that's kind of dying, but it's still kind of cool and it still exists. You know what I'm saying? Like
even me, like
that will always have to exist, bro. I feel like
I can provide the best shit I can grow and my selection. Outside of that, I can't bring in the best dude from fucking Florida right now. I can't put him on my shelf because that don't work like that.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
But ultimately, that's why until they legalize all that shit, the black market ain't going nowhere because the best is the best and people want the best.
Period.
And they're gonna in these bigger markets, they're gonna pay for that shit, man.
And the connoisseur community is growing.
bigger.
You know what I'm saying? With all the meat, shout out to everybody doing media, shout out to Proper Doinks and them fools. Like, like that shit's fucking growing one by one, man. And that's a great thing for
like me, it's great.
For what we do.
Yeah, you know? Because I don't want to look at 5 acres of weed growing at any other way but some rosin.
Right. That
for
part.
me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I mean? But for like, I mean, the rest of the game, it's just going to go in those two different directions. It's going to keep peeling off, and that's going to kill the dispensary. Like, I don't even know how it's going to play out when it comes to dispensaries because the way these taxes are.
I know, it's rough.
It's super
bad.
rough.
It's bad. It's probably not going to get better. You know?
Because the federal tax is going to come on top of that.
Yeah.
They're not going to do this shit for free.
Right.
So.
And the state's not going to be like, well, we should probably lower them just because.
Never.
Nah, dog.
Never.
Hell no.
Never. I mean, even when the city's like, the only city that was
tax too, bro.
The only gangster city for that was San Francisco. They dropped all cannabis tax completely. They were like, until the shit's fucked up, we're gonna drop our taxes all the way. But you know, LA City was like, shit.
You know what's crazy though? Like the shops in San Fran don't really pop. Oh, excuse me, San Francisco, the city. I can't be calling it that.
Yeah.
I've been.
You get it. A lot of people.
In the city, man, they don't really jump like that, man. It's tough, dude. They did. They for sure did.
In my day, they did. They were the
man.
poppin'est ones. Those were the ones.
Even the cookies with cookies and gelatos and the biscottis was popping. Like when they first came out, like definitely. But like, I think after COVID, they took a beating after COVID, man.
They did.
I was doing sales and shit like that out there. It was rough, bro.
Yeah,
it was rough.
And whatever happened, like with overall regulation and supply chain, just fucked it up to where people went back to the streets.
Yeah,
they just went back because they could get their homie could buy a fresh pound and dish it out. And even the dudes that taught me how to grow, those dudes were telling me that like I dropped the dude off some toad, and it was like, hey man, check this shit out, right? And he was like, man, I don't smoke enough anymore. He's like, I smoke a couple times a week. He's like, but I try to go to the dispensary and buy some shit, and it's just so dry. Yeah, and, you know, this is a dude that grew for 15 years. You know, he can't fuck with that shit. So
no, hell no.
You know, so yeah, I mean, I think that shit is going to divide. I think it's a great divide, and I think that the companies that can do it the best in the long run, that can control their quality, those are the ones that are going to actually make it out. And for me personally, I feel like unless somebody loves that grow and just lives with that motherfucker, the weed ain't gonna be top tier.
It's always the case, bro.
Someone has to own that motherfucker, right? Like just it's on me. I'll do it, no problem. I gotta stay longer, do this shit. I'm doing it. Like those guys, they grow great weed, and I just don't know how that scales beyond like.
Right.
I'm at a certain level, and it's hard for me, and I know what I'm doing.
You got a lot going on, my boy.
And I know what, and I've grown, so I'm not like ignorant of like how this shit plays out. Like, you know, we do the unfun shit. Like when I move, I plumb the shit. You know what I mean? Like, nobody talking about like, hey, I'm there at night at fucking 8 o'clock till 3 a.m. putting dosatrons up because I know how to do it. I feel like it's wasting money no matter how much I make off of some shit. I feel like if I do it, it shows everybody that works around me that I'm willing to just get it.
Think about it.
You know what I mean? And
think about that. Anybody you've ever worked for that got their hands dirty alongside of you, you worked harder for. Because number one, you respected them. Number two, you can't let the boss outwork you. You're paying me for the job that you're doing right next to me. Am I doing something wrong? Shit, let me get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's tried and true, bro.
And I love it because I love this whole thing. So I don't give a fuck about putting those dosatrons up because that shit is part of the whole picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the better you are, we come from a time that you couldn't call nobody to fix shit. So you had to learn all that shit yourself anyway.
Oh yeah, man.
So now, and I'm learning fucking new shit now. Like I'm learning new shit like 2 weeks ago when I met with a dude doing fucking nutrient tests. And so it's like, that's dope. And as long as it can keep going that way, I think people that push that envelope for perfection and good shit, it's going to be okay in the next 5 years. I think people that are just trying to grow like candies, they're going to have a hard time, man.
Yeah.
It's going to have a hard time because they'll make it on that 4 per light shit, on that double stack, just running it out of there until they don't. Until they don't. Power goes down or until some shit happens that they can't control. And then most of these dudes is 30 days from being out of business.
Oh, yeah. A lot.
A lot.
Fucking
a lot, man. And I feel for that. But I don't know how much I feel for a dude that's got 2,000 lights that his dad bought him, that's sitting up with
come on.
paid shit.
We know
You
how
know
we
what I
feel
mean?
about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I just feel like he gets what he gets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not being negative, but he gets what he gets. Like,
Yeah.
you know, some of these things, like when I tell people that work for me, I say, hey, when something big happens, I'm only mad if you don't call me because I've been doing this so long. I just want to have a say. I don't want you to think you know how to do it because it might be some shit that you think you know, but I've seen 10 times. So experience makes a motherfucker look smart.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Oh,
let me
yeah.
make you look smart by just calling me. Tell me if you see some shit going on and I can tell you why it's happened or what my experience has been with this shit.
Yeah.
And that has a big, for me, I see that has a big effect in the end output because then people make all these minor decisions that they don't realize add up to something that's not what you want. They'll change SOPs up on you. Like, and I'm it's crazy. I say SOPs. They'll change the way you do shit up without telling you because you're not there to make sure that it's exactly done the way you want it to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you need those dudes that are about it, that are going to be a little stern and that are going to run that grow because they care about it, not because they're mad at a dude or trying to exert authority, but because this is the plant. We got to take care of the plant. That's the number one shit. Don't worry about anything else. If we take care of this plant, the whole rest of this business is going to work.
Yeah, everybody's getting paid.
Yeah. Like every time, not just sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like my one grown cultivation partner right down the street, he always says, like, look, bro, everybody starts at 100. You got a 100 score, and every time you fuck up, you drop a point. So take care of those plants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody starts at 100.
That's right.
You know, as long as you got healthy cuts and shit.
Hey, and not only that, but like it's also like every day a plant lags out is a large percentage of its flowering life.
Yeah, yeah.
You got 63 days. That means, you know what I'm saying, you're taking out like damn near 0.8% of its life cycle, and every day that you fuck up or do something, it has to recover from.
Yep, exactly.
You know, so yeah.
So speaking of strains and flavors,
yes, sir.
I need your top 3 strains of all time, my friend. One old school,
man, it's
one
been
new
hard.
school, and a desert island
This
strain.
shit has been on my brain.
He's been stressing, folks.
Yeah, I have been. So I'm gonna hit one with this a
What you got?
controversial one. Number 1, best weed that I ever smoked that I can't smoke right now, that if I could just get it in general, I would pass up the other 2 strains, is the real headband, 707 headband. The one that was not sour diesel and the one that was not OG. I grew both of those plants. The one that I like was neither one. I've seen a lot of shit online recently that says maybe it was a whole different OG to Afghani, but that one, that's the strongest weed. That's the best tasting, smelling, like OG and sour, and just times 10 them both. And so that cut for the people I only knew it to be in existence from around 08 to 2012 when I saw it. Never saw it again. So that's my number 1. I'm offering money shit on this podcast. I got 5 racks on that cut. You send me the flower in that cut, I got you want some toe venom, whatever you need.
Let's go.
That's my girl. That's what I want. And then, you know, weirdly enough, I would say probably be cookies. My number 2 would be a really fire of that original Cooks that's just like doughy, like just that. And then I you know, like I said, I thought about something that I would enjoy smoking all the time. I'd probably take myself back to like either Urkel or GDP. Something that I was going to be completely different. That's
very
a palate
Bay Area of you.
Yeah, very palate cleanser.
Hey, that's cool.
Because OG would be
Hell
it,
yeah.
but headband to me was everything OG is, but better. So
Yeah,
to me, I just, you know what I mean? Like that would be mine. But yeah, that's what I came down
Solid,
with.
bro. Solid lineup.
You know, hey, you know, the ones I would also mention, no one would know because I don't know what the fuck they were when I was growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We had one called Captain Crunch. That would have been like my number 2, but
For sure.
I don't know what the fuck Captain Crunch was. That was the clone was given to me as Captain Crunch in fucking, you know, 1998, and I don't know.
No doubt.
You know,
Well, let's talk about strains that are gone. If you could bring back a strain, what would it be?
Euphoria.
Euphoria. Tell me about it.
I had a cut.
What is that about?
Yeah, I had a cut that was
Turks.
like a Kim sour, a really weird one. Like, you know how GMO is different from like that
Hell
funk
yeah.
is different?
Yeah, that was different.
This
That was
is different the same way. I held it for like almost 11 years, and then one of the times somebody in the clone department just fucked up and cloned the wrong thing and put it on and
Kill Mama.
killed mama. We had a purple Kush. We had the SR71 purple Kush for a long time too.
That Purple Kush was crazy.
And then that thing, you know,
That was like 07, 08 for me. I was
that's
getting
when we
those.
got it. Yeah, because
Those were crazy, bro.
Manny was the whatchamacallit. He was the outlet for Oaksterdam clones too.
Okay.
So like we carry even now Purple City Genetics, Conception.
Oh,
We
sick,
carry
dude.
our own shit mostly, but we add in.
We gotta do some work, bro. I need some new flavors, bro. I'm locked in NorCal, and like I gotta come see what's shaking down there, bro.
We got a lot of different shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got a lot of stuff from JB that's not out that
Cool,
that
man.
we work with, and yeah, man. I mean, I think like
It's
I
the
said,
first of many conversations, my friend.
Oh, hey, all good, man.
Hell
Like
yeah.
I said, it was good fucking, good after watching you for a while. You know what I'm saying? I love the pod, so.
That was cool when I reached out to you. Say you guys listened to it in the grow, man. That's like one of the biggest compliments I could ever have, man.
Oh,
Like,
you're
that's
in our
cool, bro.
nursery cracking like nonstop, probably today.
That's
you know what I
fucking
mean?
cool, man.
They'll do
Hell yeah.
they'll do
Thank
2
you.
or 3
I never
pods.
know who watches this shit. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
My guys are
That's
like,
fucking
did you
cool,
see
man.
so and so on the pod? Did you see?
What?
I'm
That's
like, I don't
fire.
even know who that is. They're
That's
like, yeah, they
fire.
were talking about the toad. So like, they keep me plugged
Nice,
in when
nice.
I'm not as plugged as I should be. That's what's dope about having all the younger dudes because they're
Yeah,
just
hell
like,
yeah.
heat
Oh, you
into
gotta
that
keep
shit.
young blood on the squad, bro.
Oh,
That's keep you
dude.
tuned in, bro.
Yeah, it can't be a whole bunch of dudes looking like me walking around.
No,
You're gonna be
fuck no.
all the
Fuck
fucking
no.
way out of it.
Yeah, hell no.
You know what I mean?
If you could smoke with 2 people, one that's dead, one that's alive, who would they be?
Boy, that's a
I feel like you smoke with some cool cats.
You know what? Someone that I heard smoked a lot of fucking weed that I never got to smoke with was Red Fox. Red Fox.
that would be
fucking-
sick,
that,
bro.
That dude smoked a lot of fucking weed.
Really? I can see that.
Everybody told me
I
he
can
smoked
definitely see
shit.
that.
The guys that were there, they were like, this dude was nonstop smoking weed.
Hell yeah.
Alive, man, it'd probably be pretty dope to smoke with someone like Barack Obama or somebody that you shouldn't be smoking with. You know what I
No,
mean?
they have to smoke with you.
That's what I'm saying. But
Oh, yeah.
if they're smoking with me,
Oh, they're
that
smoking
shit's
with
gonna
you.
be a joke because I'm gonna be like,
Barack has come up before.
you know what I mean? I
Definitely.
got this dude that's square that represents a lot of positive shit that would be dope.
I
to
fuck
just be
with
like,
Barack, man.
hey man,
Yeah,
the
Barack
whole-
was
the
cool,
whole
man.
Shit, bro. That's the
I got mixed kids, man. I was like, you see that? You
Hey,
could do anything.
me too.
You know what I'm saying?
So, me too. I
That
got the
was
same
for
situation.
me. That was
Oh,
the.
hey,
That
when
was
you got
I started
elected-
being cool as fuck.
Yeah. Hey, look, just you know what? Not political at all. But the thing of like hope and positive and
Yeah.
talking to people and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was cool,
When that
man.
dude got inaugurated, me
was
and my
different.
wife was both a little tear in the eye.
It was different.
You know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I mean? 'Cause
same,
it's
bro.
like,
I remember that.
hey, that shit felt like a us thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You
It
know
felt
what I
like,
mean?
oh,
And
this
that
is
was
cool,
dope.
man. It's like a family vibe.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
politics aside, politicians are politicians.
For
So I
sure.
get that. I'm
For
not
sure.
I'm not ever taking that, but just that
No
was the
doubt.
feeling at the time. You know
No
what I
doubt.
mean?
No
Yeah.
doubt. On that note, we're gonna take a little dab. So you're an OG guy. I got some Billy Kimber,
Whatever. Let's
or
go.
I got some Red Hots, which is
Yeah, that's fire.
biscotti, gaseous clay times fun dip. This is really good. I haven't even tried the Billy Kimber yet. What you feeling?
I mean, I remember when Billy Kimber came on the scene. Shit, I remember when they first dropped down in L.A. That's the first time we really.
I ain't even cracked this bad boy open yet.
How is she? Let's see. Oh, she looks nice.
She looks nice. Hit this Dr. Dabber switch too. You ever hit this bad boy?
No, I hit the peak.
Switch
I'm a
too?
peak
Yeah.
dude. I'm a peak dude, but
Okay.
I can fuck with the
Okay,
doctor.
yeah,
I mean, I
fuck with it, bro.
I recognize it's the same shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good one, bro.
You know what we did fuck up though is lighters, man.
What
We
happened?
got lighter on a lighter island over here. I was trying to relight this motherfucker and I couldn't find a lighter.
Oh, my bad.
You
homie.
know,
It's
no,
right.
it's all
I
good,
busted
you
a
know.
new one out. See, my
You
torches
know,
are all
you know,
fucked up.
You know what happens when you bring your
Out of
homies
gas.
and they take the lighter back because
Oh, yeah. I had this little guy right here, dog.
know.
Oh, he did take the lighter a
He
minute
did
ago,
take
too.
the last. I'm saying, you
Hey,
see
we
it?
tried to send it back, but he said there was one up there, so we left it.
Yeah, my bad.
Nah,
bro.
this one
This
was- this-
one ain't working.
This one's
one-
out too.
That one's out too. Oh, the flip the safety off,
shit,
Playboy.
Maybe I'm fucking up. I think so though. Oh,
No, we lit, bro. We lit. You
I
want
fucked
to
up.
go
No, I'm
OG or
down.
Red Hots?
Let's do OG, man. Let's
bet.
fuck it. Let's keep
Bet,
that
bet,
shit
bet.
in the.
Keep it in the fan, man.
Yeah, man.
Know
Let's
what I'm
keep
saying?
that where what you know.
So I had one rolled up for you and everything.
Oh, I'm gonna smoke it. Shit. I just need to make sure. You think you check on the puppy for me?
Yeah, I can.
Just make sure this fool. He'll bark, but just make sure he's good.
Let me give you my keys, bro.
He's
So you
got
can get in.
he's got full AC on. So, but you'll see if he's mad.
Just hold that up to the door and I'll get you back in. Yeah, this thing rips, bro. It's
I've heard-
super
I mean-
easy to use, bro. It's a on-off switch. Figure out your temp, hit the button. As soon as it buzzes again, you're fucking good to go.
Let's go, dog.
So I'm gonna ask you. No, wait till it buzzes again. Second buzz. So I'm gonna ask you a question. So my last guest left you a question,
Oh shit. Okay.
and you are gonna leave a question for our
got
next
that.
guest.
I got
you know what I'm
that.
saying? Let's see what we got. Let me go into the files real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got. After your dab, sir. For those on audio only, Glen's taking a nice little dab of some Billy Kimber out the switch too. Shout out to Dr. Dabber.
Yeah, shout out to Dr. Dabber. This shit hitting.
That motherfucker's hitting, bro.
It is.
This is actually a great question for you.
That's fire.
Hell yeah. Happy to hear that. I think I'll join you.
As you should.
I ain't gonna lie, I hit the Red Hots last time. That was fucking nice, bro.
Yeah, this is classic OG.
Classic OG? Okay, that's what I want to hear. Nice and cushy. Beautiful.
Fire.
Beautiful. Shout out to Backpack Boys. Shout out to my bro, Finest Farms.
Was that Fire Farm? That's Fire Farmer Selection.
Fire Farmer. Billy Kimber?
about-
Yeah, that one.
I'm talking about that one. Yeah, it's Fire Farmer Selection.
Finest Farms grew this, and I'm not sure who washed it, but and Backpack Boys dropped it.
That's dope.
Hell yeah.
Those dudes
So-
do some great ass marketing.
Oh,
too.
fuck yeah, bro. Juan and fucking
They got that shit
the
down.
whole squad. Yeah, hell yeah. Where do you see strains going in the next 2 years? Perfect question for you, sir.
Funkier, skunkier, with a little bit with that Z and that gelato hiding. That's what we're gonna see. You're gonna see people.
Okay,
It's gonna be in there just like it's in the toad, right? It's a little bit of
Right.
Z in that toad,
right.
which can make it be a little candier than like because it is a lot of animal face terps.
For sure.
Like
For sure. And power.
Like you see it. Yeah, yes, exactly. You see that. So what I'll say is that like I think that it's gonna be those blends. It's gonna be that shit that people already know. It's gonna be that like how can you get motor breath and fucking these other things like you've seen it with biscotti now. A lot of Z biscotti crosses.
Yep.
Lot of which is a funky like a funky sweet thing. That's where I think it's going,
sure.
man. I think that complex. I think some of these rosin flavors, because they've had these like that skunky shit in rosin, and I think that like, I think now you're just starting to see some of those. That's like what we did with our toad burger. I love the
Burger sounds dangerous.
yeah. I love the fucking.
God damn.
I love the effect of GMO and hash,
Yeah, hell yeah. me
right?
too.
But I don't necessarily like smoking her as a flower.
Same.
So we set out on a path to be like, look, I want to use. This dude gave me a dope ass cut of Donnie Burger,
Hell yeah.
and I was running it, and I was like, man, it's the terps are fire, but her smokability, her breakup was just weird and wrong for me. The relight, one of our things, like we didn't feel like that was like
Got you. It
hitting.
can get hashy and smoky.
And so we hit that's one of the things we hit the toad to.
Hell
And
yeah.
and she early on and she just, man, she just gives you like a dope. You can taste a little candy in it below it, but it's got this
What's
weird-
forward? What's the forward
Oh,
term?
funk. Like a funk, like a
Oh, got you.
like if GMO was like onions and this and that, this would be like take one of the ingredients out and substitute it with a little bit of something sweet, and you're gonna get that. So when you open the jar, you get
Yeah.
funk,
Okay.
but you get like a little bit of a you can like that's what I say. I think that's the next wave. I think the wave is candy dipped in because you're not gonna get people all the way off, and those flavors are dope.
Yeah,
like
of
candy
course.
flavors are dope as
Everything
fuck.
has its place, bro. But it's when you OD on the shit, it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
If you could just work in those, and I think, yeah, there's a lot of dope. I think OG crosses have been done, but I think there's a new wave of shit that can be hit to OG that'll unlock some dope shit. I think that like
That's it forever.
it is.
Hit it to OG, bro. Let's
It's a
power this
forever.
motherfucker up.
Yeah, let's turn around.
Yeah, let's turn
I
her up,
think,
baby.
I think there's like a lot of that shit out there right now. It just OG has the same thing for me that like Chem Dog has when you're in breeding. It can cardboard shit out real easy too.
Yeah.
So you have to be like, there's a lot of ZOG crosses, and
Bro, what's up
yeah,
with that?
and
Dog,
you know,
yeah.
because they're trying to turn her in.
Mad
And
cardboard, bro.
you know what? You got to do something with the Z before she hits the OG, because if you just raw
Interesting.
dog it, you're gonna get these weird. It's too random. It's too weird. Like everything that comes out of that has weird structure, all that. But if you work the structure out, like you take something like a Z pie, and you hit that bitch to OG, she's gonna do a little different because now she's got that Georgia pie structure that fucking. She's got the cookies flavor pack in her, turned up with the KM11, and you almost touch cardboard with that because the KM11 kind of took flavor away from shit. It brought the THC up, but it kind of watered down the other shit.
Yeah.
But you needed her for the structure, the way that Kush mints will grow like it just
like a spear.
Like, so what was dope is you take something like that and you work that back in to Oj, or you work that back into GSC, or you work that, because now she's a turned up version. Like, part of what I'm doing right now is I'm going back and hunting all the fucking S1s from all the ones we've been talking about. S1s Bubba, S1, all the CSI Humboldt S1s. I'm running them back in bigger populations.
Fuck yeah.
I was around.
You're a savage, bro.
Hey,
This guy's a fucking animal.
Hey, we're doing it because you know why? What are we going?
Why not?
Why not? And then I'll release it in my class.
You still eating off them fucking Grammys, baby? What the fuck you got to worry about? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
the fuck?
I mean, you know what? It's just been. Look, weed has been good to me the whole
Hell
time.
yeah, bro.
Music
Nah, you're doing the right
good
thing
too.
with the weed, bro. Come on, I'm breaking your balls.
Hey, but
put in your work, my friend.
That those S1s are going to be dope because I'm not just going to use them for me. I'm going to release them back out to the nursery.
Hell yeah, man.
And let people have a real experience of what
we need
the Bubba
back.
I remember.
We need Bubba back, bro.
You know what I mean?
In a
Because
fucking major way.
The bubs that like people are saying is the Bubba now just doesn't resonate with me the way it did.
Not fully.
And everybody tries to tell me like, oh, it's grow styles or grow this or light spectrum. I'm like, dude,
no, it'd be a little closer. It'd be a little closer.
It'd be closer than what it is.
Yeah.
I don't care what. I know the difference. Like I could see
for sure.
The hardest plant to adapt to this new style of grow is OG.
Yeah.
Fucking go do your 3.5 EC with your OG and see how fucking dope that shit is. You know what I mean? Go follow VPD right to the shit and see how that is. Like, okay, there's a lot of tricks with that broad. And as soon as you think that like you're gonna just turn it on a commercial facility and you're gonna knock it out the park,
I've seen that not work many times.
I dare a motherfucker to go put 500 lights of OG in that's never done it, and tell me about how they don't top. How this new wave of growers, we don't top. You know, we could get it to this plot faster. You can sometimes, yeah. What's the end product look like, bro?
Yeah.
What's your end product? We're all doing this for the end product,
yeah,
not how fast we can get it, how fast
yep.
we can turn it. I support all that shit, but I go long. I go 63, 67, fucking 70 for OJs. I push it, and I lose money on my cycle, but I don't lose money on my quality.
Goddamn right.
You know what I mean? Somebody else want to come up there and show me the non-amber shit and tell me I'm supposed to like panicky-ass weed? No, I want fucking shit that makes us all do what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Just lay back and relax. And
exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think, but there's a lot of shit to unlock. There's a lot of new genetics to like.
That's exciting.
Go back and look through and yeah, and I'm doing that on some real big shit that this way. Some of the stuff that we're doing with that, I'm happy just to be a part of. I'm just happy that like I'm even in the room with who we're gonna reverse, like how we're gonna take some things back to places that are gonna fuck people up.
Yeah, man. I mean, what y'all just told me before, we ain't gonna say shit.
Yeah.
But you guys got something cooking.
I mean,
you know,
I'm telling you, like
with
the most
major factor.
The most excited I've ever been the entire time I've been in cannabis is not off of this toe venom shit. It's about the shit I can't even really talk about because I'm seeing what's already coming from that, and I'm looking at it like you know what happens when you when you fuck around with Jackie Robinson and he hits a home run in front of you again, and you're like, you didn't do this shit again, like. There's a trick to this shit. I don't know what the fuck the trick is. You ain't telling me, but there's a goddamn gotta be a trick to it because you know, and you start feeling that, and then that's what I truly believe more than anything I've even said tonight. I believe that this whole thing has led me to a point where I'm gonna get to hit the ball that I get to hit now, and that one is gonna be way more of a thing across the world than Toe Venom is. I love Toe Venom, and she's dope as fuck, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. But the shit that I'm a part of right now doing that my next steps is just from my experience, the feeling I get is like when you heard a hit song, dude, the hair on my arms used to stand up. Like when you're in there and you hear it, your hair, and when I'm in it with the genetics and the shit and I'm with the right people and the things are coming out like that way, you're like, whoa, like I was just doing this fucking yesterday and now I've started doing this a different way, and 9 months later my shit is like I look at now I look at a lot of people and I'm like, oh, that's like a fake version, or this person's pretending like that. It just changes your opinion on like,
doubt.
you know what I mean, when you see real shit. So I just feel like blessed enough to be in the major leagues, and I think
bro.
we'll see this year. Everything goes right. We'll see everybody will be able to kind of
Hell yeah.
introduce some people to some really dope shit, and it'll have everything that we've been talking about incorporated, because
Hell yeah.
I want to bring all that to anything that we do that Green Dragon does. I want to be able to bring all that dope ass shit, and I'll just say that there's a lot of really, 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 really dope shit. So
That's good.
I'm excited
pizza,
about
my
it.
friend.
Yeah, man. I know that's next. I could tell you that. That's for sure next. I'm a bad marketer. Someone might not hear me from me again until after. You get what I'm saying? But
I'll tell you what, man. I just just talking with you right now about breeding and strains. Like we got to do a podcast with you, myself, and Duke of Herb. You know Duke of Herb. You know Rusty.
I know he is. Yeah, I don't know.
Have
him,
you
but
guys
I know
met
he
yet?
is. No.
Oh man, I just want to be in the room while you guys nerd out on genetics and breeding techniques. I think that would be a sick ass episode, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm down.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that together. We're doing a breeding project right now, with something I hunted and found, with a couple of some strains he's making right now from some of his selections. It's gonna be fucking sick.
That's
dude.
the funnest thing about this.
So
man.
fun.
And then
I
it's
live for
gonna.
this shit.
My hope is it gets back to fucking to where you find some shit that's so organically you that everybody's like, yo. That's that to me.
That's
Instead
the
of being
goal, bro.
competitive, I want that. I would like,
I mean-
because then I want to call you up and ask you for a cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll
And
be
I
like,
wanna
yo,
hey,
hit it with the toe,
let's
bro.
say right, like let's
You know what I'm
hey, I
saying?
got this other shit going. I got
Yeah,
this.
you
That's
feel me?
That's how it really comes down to. And when you I think that's what's awesome, man. Is that no one's asking everybody for the LCG cut right now. They're trying to go either get toe venom or find some shit.
Exactly.
And right now, if you grow the fuck out of Gorilla Glue, you will paper up.
Yeah,
Trust me
that's
right
fact.
now.
That's a fact.
You put a GG4 down and grow that bitch at a 10.
'cause
You
people
don't
want
need.
it.
You don't
People
need.
want that one too.
Well, it's not even. I
The
use
real
it as
one,
an
the real greasy
Yeah,
one.
I use
man,
it as
like-
an example of like, you don't need exclusive genetics to get paper. Some of these guys that are getting paper in their garages, selling their brand, they're growing OG. They're growing shit like that, and it's a small
Mm-hmm.
group of people. But once they get some dude hooked wherever he's at,
Mm-hmm.
and they just buying his shit every time, that's a lifelong customer, man.
That's a fact.
That was the way it was for us before the
Yeah, hell yeah.
dispensaries. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Those dudes would
I
come.
love that still exists, bro.
Yeah, I mean that
the
gives me
best.
hope. That's why when
It
you said the
should.
next 5
It
years, I'm
fucking
like,
should.
hopefully more of those motherfuckers can get in it, and we can get the best of the best
Yep.
again. You know, instead of all these dudes that are super dope leaving.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
some people were just paying a bill, but some people were really, really good at it.
Yeah. I can't not do this, bro.
Yeah, I'll be fucked.
Been too deep, kid.
I know
You're
music.
doing this
and I'm
way
still
longer than I
fucked.
have been doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Bro, I'll be back in the studio sweeping floors. It's been so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't.
yeah.
I'll be like, I used to.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean? So
sure.
weeds got to
For
work
sure.
out. Yeah, there's no backup plan and shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Shit.
So before we get up out of here, Glenn, could you leave a question for our next guest?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say it like this. I think the best thing that I could ask somebody that I don't really know is the play for brands to move across the country, move across the world, or is the play for brands to strengthen their base and create something special where it's at? Which one is like really going to be the most effective? Because if there's anything this shit taught me, I definitely am not a good judge of that. And like me being friends with Jigga,
Mm-hmm.
I watched them do it the exact different way than we did it. We went and did things a certain way, and they went and did things so heavy on promotion, and it just shows that like it's such a tough way to do it either way, because there's downsides to both ways. But
Sure.
I'm wondering, like, there's no doubt though that someone out there pushing it the way they did pushed the whole fucking envelope. And so, like, they did more than just the marketing for themselves. They pushed the whole fucking culture forward.
Oh, fuck
And
yeah, dude.
and that's so. And I went and fucking built grows. You know what I mean? So I'm always wondering, like, it's a question. My real question is like, is that, you know, what's the play? Do you buy the shit? If you're a dude right now and somebody gives you 20 million, do you buy the shit, or do you spend 18 million on advertising
Right.
and just pay hella more for packs than everybody else? Right? Like, fuck
Right.
that. I'm just going to buy whoever's got them, the nicest ones. I'm going to pay the most. Don't worry. No one's going to get
Yeah.
you. Like, maybe that's a
That's
model.
a play.
That's
That is
a play. You know
I've
what I
seen it.
mean? Like
Yeah.
that might be it. So, but I don't know. That's the part I don't know. It's a real. I don't know if someone that comes on is going to be in a position to be able to say it, but I think it's a question that like the dudes that are trapping out the garage want to know, and the dudes that are like me that have big shit, we all want to know, what is the play? Should we invest in our? I don't know how to do the other one well, so I just try to make the hits. Just
sure.
like with music, I just try to make it,
Yeah,
and I try
yeah.
to get with people that know how to market it.
Damn right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, let Universal go sell that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to be the dude that they come to when they can't miss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And that's what we were in music. So I felt for a period of time. So it's like, I think that there's a wave in that now too. And
Absolutely.
And you know, that marketing, yeah. Nobody's done it better than them. And even all the other derivatives that came after that, whether it's Backpack Boys or Runts or those things are all,
Oh, these are big fucking brands.
and those are all derivatives of what they set up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like 100%.
And they'll all tell you that. They'll all tell you
They no one
Every
even
last one will
yeah.
tell you that. Yeah.
Even you know, even that.
I say it all the time on shows.
Yeah.
It was like Cookies and like Doja, Backpack Boys, Wizard. Wizard was
Right.
like a little after them.
When we did when we
Jungle Boys.
we grew for them in the very beginning, and I was probably the most. When you talk about winning the lottery, when motherfuckers entered the recreational space and they were like, "You're growing all that weed," and we're like, "Yeah," and like it was people were like, "How the fuck did you pull that off?" And it's like, I don't even know, because I'm just friends with this dude that I met, and this motherfucker and me end up being like super good friends,
yeah.
and you know what I mean. So it's
Yeah,
like
dude.
those things, like,
The best.
hey, that's still, like I said,
The game's been good to you, man.
it has, man. Hey, that was a Dodger World Series moment for me, and
Hell yeah,
after
bro.
that shit, like, still, even if nobody knows it, it felt like that, because I was like, shit. Everybody knows what those motherfucking blue bags, that respect, that shit commanded
hell
right
yeah.
then was like next fucking level.
Hell yeah, bro.
You know? Yeah, so
Yeah, that's good shit, man.
yeah.
So before we dip, bro, if you could just drop some jewels on the people, man. If you could go back to the young you, the day before you hopped off the porch and jumped in the game, what advice would you give you?
Stay after it and set up more firm goals. I kind of fell into all my shit. I fell into one to the other.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could have got a little farther if I really set the goal instead of telling everybody. I kept achieving shit and then telling people that was a goal, but it wasn't a goal. You know what I mean? And so I think the younger me would tell me, actually write that shit down. Actually put it in writing what you want to be and what you want to see happen, and then manifest that shit. You know how, like, while you're sitting here, like, manifest that shit. Work so hard.
Do every day, bro.
Yeah, work so hard that it's gonna become true, even if it's not true.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that part, and that's what I would tell myself. Like, you got the right work ethic, you got all that shit, but you need to fucking write this shit down so you can achieve it, check it off the box, and write another one down. And it just always looked like I did that, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody be like, "Oh, you want to?" I remember when you told me you want to win a Grammy. I was like, I never said that shit. Like, I don't even. You're remembering some shit I didn't even say because I never thought about doing that shit. I never thought that's a fucking option or a thing. You know what I mean? I'm from Vallejo. Nobody
Glenn just
ever.
been freestyling this shit the whole time, man.
Hey,
Killing it.
Nobody
I love
ever
it.
did that shit. So yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Well, shit. I'll talk you to death.
Green Dragon, ladies and gentlemen. Where can the people find you?
Hey,
If you choose to be found, let them know right here.
Well, we're on Instagram. Shit, I think it's green_dragon_ a whole bunch of underscores. Green Dragon. You'll find us out there. Search Toad Venom. It pops up.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? And in LA, we got our store in North Hollywood. Stop by, clones and trees and, you know, new shit that we don't release anywhere else. In California, fuck with us, KSS Distribution. Kiva rocks our flowers. So if you do buy weed at a dispensary and you want to get it fresh, we have very limited drops, and we keep shit under 30 to 60 days. So you can fuck with us on that. Or our spot in Palm Springs, man. Little
Hell
dispensary in Palm Springs. We got all the good shit there too.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming
Yes,
through,
sir.
bro.
Thank you.
You already know.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yes, sir. You already know. Green Dragon, Good Pizza Podcast. Thank you for everybody who liked and subscribed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you for all our Patreons. We appreciate the support. And thank you for all of our sponsors. Couldn't do this without y'all. We'll see y'all soon, man. Peace, love, good pizza. We up out of here. Toads for sale, April,
It's May 17th.
May 17th.